Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Mythic Initiative. With that, I am your humble keeper for these preceding evenings, Chris. With that, let us do the intros of all our beloved PCs, starting off with C.
Hello, everyone. My name is C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at CPlaysRPG. Tonight, I have the absolute pleasure of playing Eden, who uses they, he pronouns and is so normal. They got broken up with last week, but that's like totally fine now. They're over it. They even rebounded, so everything's good and cool. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna pass it right over to my lovely twin, Vin.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hi. I've been FoxVA on Twitter. My pronouns are he, they, and I'll be playing Heaven, the Fallen. Pronouns she, any. I have nothing to say. No, I'm not. How are you? Hi.
I am doing fantastic. Better than Eden. Why are you asking? My name is I'm not using any and all pronouns, and today I'll be playing Misfit, who uses he, they pronouns, who, yes, is doing better than Eden. So that he doesn't feel a thing. So don't ask about them at all. It's fine. Everything's so chill and normal. Let's go, Vic!
Hi, it's me, CJ, maker of dramatic and cursed and very sad art. You can find me on the internet at Scholastic Dragon. Scholastic like the book fair, dragon like the mythical creature, but take that O on dragon and chuck it into the sea. I will be playing Vic, who uses like a lot of pronouns, but on the overlay it'll say she, they. Use whatever makes you feel happy. That's what Vic will do. Yeah, I believe it. I'm quiet, aren't I? It's because Zoom hates my ass. I should be louder now. If you were wondering what I said, get over it. Passing it back to Chris.
As you can see, everyone's feral and ready to go. Before we get into this lovely episode, a little bit of content warnings. In the chat, you can type in !CW to get all the content warnings in case you missed it. For this episode in particular, it will contain fantasy violence, apocalypse, gore, familiar struggles, blood, references to insects and body horror, drug abuse, severe weather, romance, and references to sexual entanglements, references to abuse, monsters and monstrosities, references to epidemic and diseases, and trauma. This episode may be a little bit heavier than our usual, so if you have to step away or want to go to another stream, feel free to do so. It is your prerogative, and there's a plethora of content out there that is much nicer. But with that in mind, Mythics, are we ready for another episode? Reluctancy is a yes in my book. With that,
Okay, PSA.
Here.
in here, only here.
/J.
And that's something else that is recorded.
And we've
Fantastic.
been
With
canceled,
that,
baby. Let's
Let's
go.
go. All press is good press.
Yes. No, it's not. With that, we start off not on any particular physical plane, but rather that of a dream. We focus on Vic. It is a cool summer day. School has just ended for you as we find ourselves in the woods of Indiana, specifically a little town called Nemall. We focus on a younger Vic, and with that, what does a younger Vic look like?
Yeah. I think a younger Vic has a lot of messy hair, a little unkempt, probably, maybe max tied back into like a little puff, little ponytail. Um, and is wearing, oh god, definitely is wearing like not overalls, but like jean. They're like, I don't know what they're called anymore, but like the one piece jean outfit that has a little pocket here, that's embroidered with something cute, like I don't know, butterfly or something. Um, And Vic is just kind of like, yeah, like a jumpsuit and overalls. Yeah, Vic is wearing overalls with like a t-shirt under it. And it's definitely just kind of like running around playing, very happy. School was okay today. There was definitely like another kid that was like being kind of mean, and then Vic punched him in the face, but like playfully, as kids do.
Fantastic. I will say at the moment, you just opened your eyes. You're playing hide and seek with your siblings, Beatrice and Marcus. As you know, they've gone, your house in particular, it's your standard cul-de-sac house, but you live a little bit closer into the thick of the woods, so it's a nice place to, hide. You know where everything is. So at the moment, you have just finished counting to one, and now it is time to find your siblings. How do you go about trying to find them?
Yeah. So I think Vic uses, oh God, the uber powerful smart method of sneaking, tiptoeing so that they can't hear you, before like, you hear them, and just kind of like very much like, it's Indiana. Who's in Indiana? Jones, Indiana Jones. I don't know what the 70s are like. Vic is like listening to the ground and is like, okay, I can't hear anything. And then gets up and then tiptoes to a bush and is like, jumps into the bush and it's like, gotcha. And then there's no one there. And they're like, and now is stumped because hide and seek is a lot harder than you expect it to be.
It is. It's difficult. You're kind of like, the movies make this easier than what it usually is, and you're a little angry, but you begin to hear something almost like a whisper taking you in a nearby direction as you feel it in your mind, and you get this sensation of to look by the river.
Ooh, the river. Oh, duh. Of course that's where they are. And Vic is like, kind of like, is assuming the whisper is like their family. And it's like, oh, they're talking to each other. The river. And like goes to run with like a very like excitedness because they're about to win the game.
Of course, you kind of running through, and you can see immediately, due to the fact that they're not very good at this game, it's Beatrice that's better. You see Marcus is hiding in the river, but in a spot where the rushing of the water makes a sound as his foot is kind of like his heels on the back foot of it. And you can see that he is like just hiding at the moment in a rock. Would have been good, but again, foot in the river, and you can hear the sound kind of flowing through as he still thinks he's okay.
Oh no. I wonder where Marcus is. No way at the river. I'm gonna go back and find Beatrice, who's not at the river either. And then Vic like goes back to the river, but like walks around the corner to try and like sneak up on them. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them. Uh, and like gets as close as humanly possible, and then jumps out of the bushes and says, "Gotcha."
As you see just popping up a kid similar, maybe slightly shorter than you, brown skin. You see he's got a very almost like long flowing hair that's cut, in this sort of same kind of overalls as you, nothing embroidered on it, but you can see he kind of gets in the water, splashes all over his face, and he goes, "That's not fair.
Why? I'm just good.
You saw me in the water, don't lie."
Okay, yeah, I saw you in the water. You're not very good
Exactly.
at hiding.
You see he grabs his glasses, puts them on his head. You're so good at this game, Vic.
Well, it's because I watch TV.
That's true. I know Jimmy over at the. Yeah.
Yeah,
You see, he's
yeah.
just disappointed. He just.
Well, you can be good too. You can watch TV. You can watch TV with me.
Really?
Yeah, we will see how to be the best seekers.
All right. I mean, we're going to need each other because now we got to find Beatrice. And you know how good
Yeah.
Beatrice
Oh,
is.
Beatrice is really good.
Beatrice is really good.
I mean, I'll be honest. You did have a good hiding spot.
You see, he kind of like almost like swoons a little bit. It's like, thank you.
You're welcome. I only found you because I heard you whispering.
I got to learn to stop talking to myself.
No, it's okay. the TV says all the great minds talk to themselves, so like Sherlock or Indiana Jones.
Yeah, like that. And Casey kind of proceeds to walk over as the two of you begin to look for Beatrice. You do me a favor, just roll 2d6. You don't have to
Oh
add anything.
God,
Just
not the
just straight up.
2d6. You're a villain. What's wrong with
You're not a
you?
villain, you know, they're good at this. It's their job.
Yeah. You know what I got?
20.
3.
3. Do you look for a good couple minutes? And you've hit that point of you're just gonna give up. It's the woods and
Sucks.
it's hot. It's like, yeah, it's fun, but it's hot. You want this over with. You really at the point of surrender.
Marcus, this is hard. We should call Beatrice.
You can call her. I'm not calling her. I refuse defeat.
Okay, I like defeat sometimes because I can go home and get snacks.
You can call her
Beatrice.
name.
Okay,
Uh,
you can. I don't know what you're gonna do. I'm gonna call Beatrice. Beatrice.
You see he's very upset. Like, no, don't. And you see almost like in a monkey bars, you see that they were holding their legs. They kind of like almost in a sense of like retract down. They're still hanging off with their hair in the ponytails. You see there's two of them, black hair, very similar kind of and skin tone to you. You see they have almost like those different set of color eyes, one red, one green. As you see they go, got you guys. And you see Marcus kind of go, that's not fair. I knew she was in a tree. If you would let me do my deductive reasoning, I would have found her.
Okay, Sherlock Jr., you just do it next time. Just find him in the tree next time.
You see she almost somersaults down and she goes, knew you guys wouldn't find me.
You're too good at this.
I will always be better, Vic, but I love you for it. And you see they kind of give you just a very kid-friendly hug. And just like, even though it sounds very like I'm coming for you kind of energy, it's very sweet in terms of like very playful energy.
Vic is trying to like put up the emotional wall of a child that crosses their arms. It's like, I'm gonna beat you one day.
Come on, let's go home. You want to disappoint Dad.
And I think the wall of like, the childlike wall of like, these are my friends, like immediately drops and is like, yeah, we gotta make sure we get home before the sun goes down or Dad gets mad.
And I think as you say the sun, you begin to look up into the sky and you see the sun kind of breaking through the forest line, but then it slowly becomes a blood red. You see the shadows of all the areas begin to illuminate that dark red, almost like if you were in like a photo development room, that sort of red light that's constantly hanging over. As you see, it is the only source of light here between the trees, providing the darkest of areas. Mm-hmm. You begin to feel dread, concern, kind of looking towards your siblings. You see almost like leaves in the wind begin to, in their last places, as only the thing that is there is the wind of those leaves going through. What are you feeling in this moment as you are alone in these woods that seem to be almost encompassing you in its dreadful interior?
Amongst the dread, Child Vic feels a loneliness that only comes in moments like these. Because there's no heroes here, there's no help. It is just fear and anxiety and maybe a little bit of I hope, because they can hide. They just saw Beatrice do it. Climb up into a tree, hide, get high where someone can't see you. I think that's the first thing that Vic does. They start hiding.
With that, you begin to run into the woods, trying to find a safe space to hide. But soon, as you sort of turn the corner, you see in the distance what looks like to be a white chipped door, glowing yellow in the bottom as you hear it banging. It is aggressive in nature, and it is standing there waiting with no response yet.
And there's nothing else around Vic, just this door, correct?
For the moment, yes, but you can run away.
Yeah, run away. Don't open the door. Don't open the door. Don't open the door. Um, it's bad. Keep it closed. Keep it safe. You're safe if you're alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're safe if you're alone.
Exactly.
And
You begin to run in the opposite direction. You run a little bit farther, your lungs giving out until the point that you have to get breath, and as you look up, you see there's another door in front.
Oh, no. Immediately just like turns left, like the opposite direction of the door.
Another door behind you as you see they're all around you, knocking.
Oh, no. That covers their ears. It's like, don't have to open it if I can't hear it. Don't have to open it if I can't hear it. Don't have to open it if I'm alone. No one comes in. I'm safe if I'm alone.
Almost in unison, you see the doors open. It is pitch dark. There is nothing except you see what looks like to be a shadow slowly seeping towards you from each of these doors, 4 in total surrounding you, as they begin to make their way towards you like a cross.
Go away. Please.
They begin to form a hand around you, wrapping you in this overall fear and dread, and you see a pair of eyes begin to glow as it whispers in your ears for you to hear loud and clear. Adapt or die. As you see, it forms the same vicious-like mouth structure which you have used on countless victims. As it consumes you, as you find yourself awake, you dozed off. You're in your body right now. You touch yourself just to, is this real? Kind of thinking to yourself, looking in the mirror, you just went to the bathroom. You must have maybe dozed off. Maybe you were tired, but it's early in the morning and you just went to the bathroom just because, you had to use it. But right now it's just you in this sort of dirty, old diner bathroom. Very minor maintenance, but it gets the job done.
I think there's a moment where Vic realizes that they're back in their body and looks at themselves in the mirror and sees the very plain Vic, well, plain for Vic, the shaved head, the couple of piercings in the ears, but no eyes where they should be when they get hungry, no mouths anywhere else, just a plain Vic looking in the mirror, looking at themselves. I think Vic probably doesn't want to see that right now. So she pulls out a hat that she had with her, probably on a belt loop, and puts it on and puts some sunglasses on and walks out of the bathroom.
As you walk out the bathroom, again, it is about maybe early morning, maybe about 9, maybe 10. You're in what looks like to be a 50s diner that's seen a little bit of better days, but everybody's kind of ordered breakfast. And at the moment, you see that there's a car that you managed to just steal along your way to get to Nemall because you needed to get there in quite a hurry. At the moment, you see everybody's there. including Radu, who's managed to tag up with you guys. And kind of as you sit down, the rest of you see Vic come in, take a seat.
Yeah. I think Vic sits next to Eden. Presumably, if we're in like a booth or like a circle, because there's 5 of us.
It's like a booth scenario. So
Actually, I
you
think
see,
we are in a booth, and Radu has to sit on the singular chair on
He's
the
Yeah,
gotta
on the
get
outside.
chair on the
chair.
outside. Yeah, 100%.
Y'all are so mean.
100%. Yeah,
Good
Eden is
morning.
like has like one arm up on the thing and is nursing like their 3rd cup of black coffee. Just kind of like looks at you sideways and go, "Did you fall asleep in there?"
Something like that. How the fuck do you drink that stuff?
Need it. Stay awake.
No sugar, no milk. Just that can't be tasty.
Doesn't
you'd be
matter if
very
it's tasty.
surprised.
I
It's
don't need
actually
your
very
opinion,
delicious.
actually.
Okay.
Talking to Vic right now.
Oh,
Okay.
Radu, didn't notice that you were here.
Yep.
What's
Still
on
here.
What's on today's agenda?
Well, I did a little bit of map checking, and we're about an hour's drive away from Nemall, if the directions are right. So we should be very close.
Cartographer, heartthrob.
What can't he do?
You kind of, simultaneously, he kind of senses the energy of the room and he kind of goes, "Look, I am simply here to help. Miss Foot looks like they needed it, so I thought I offer my services once more."
And I appreciate that you are offering your services here, even if the rest of the group doesn't seem to appreciate it the same way. And Misfit, I think, looks pointedly at Vic, like, come on.
They're kind of like, you can't see Vic's eyes because Vic is like basically wearing hangover clothes, sunglasses, hat on, which is interesting because you all know Vic doesn't drink like at all. And Vic, like, I think there's like a stone face where Vic kind of just stares at you, but you can't see Vic's eyes. And then Vic looks at Radu and says, "Yeah, thanks for the help, Radu. This group is plenty familiar with having help that we really don't want and then watching it die horribly. So
Vic,
what? Naomi died. We didn't want her help."
I feel like Naomi is a completely different situation than Radu here. I mean,
Okay.
for one thing, Radu didn't, raise us and lie to us for the majority of our lives, and then continue to lie to us even after they died.
I think Vic looks at Radu. All right, you're not going to go and die on us, are you, Radu?
That is not my intention or my objective here, so.
Yeah.
What is your
Never is.
intention or objective here? That's so funny. We still don't really know, do we?
Oh
Because
my god,
as
these
far as-
pancakes are so great. Everyone should actually order and eat and shut the fuck up.
Eden lays off.
Misfit
could
gives
be-
you a very appreciative look, actually, from I think across the table.
Heaven just rolls their eyes.
You were saying about Eden? No, I'm asking you above table C. You were saying something.
Oh,
and I
no.
interrupted.
No, they lay off. I think they lean back, and the look in their face is so deeply empty in the way that it had been when they first came back. And there aren't those lines from when they were using or anything like that, but there's something deeply gone about them where they just immediately give up the fight with Radu, right? They were yeah, I'm gonna chomp at the bit here, and then they're back, they're gone, shoulders kind of like slump against the edge of a window, and they turn their face and look out. They haven't looked at you once this whole breakfast.
And I think, in contrast, like Misfit has been having a hard time not looking at Eden during this whole breakfast, I assume, that we're having. And instead, when Eden gives up the fight so quickly, I think Misfit gives you a very pointed look. A very curious look, like almost asking if something's okay, but with their expression rather than with their words, because Misfit's not going to ask explicitly.
Eden ignores you, and I think after like a few seconds of that like horrible tense silence, they like nudge Vic kind of hard, and they're like, "Get up, I need to go."
Yeah. And Vic lets you out, and I think there's a moment where after you leave, Vic kind of like waits and then thinks about sitting down and then looks at Radu and goes, "Actually, Radu, could you come talk to me?"
Yeah, sure, whatever you'll need.
Yeah. And Vic's gonna like just go outside.
Kind of going outside, it leaves the two mythics here, Heaven and Misfoot. What do you two do before we move off to our other individuals here?
Is something wrong with Eden?
That feels like a loaded question, don't you think?
I mean, it's just not like them to back down so easily.
Maybe it's some common sense. Not everything has to be a fight or a set of barbs. It was nice.
And I think Misfit like puts when you say not everything has to be a fight, I think Misfit like groans so loudly and like puts their head in their hands like on the booth table, and it's just like, Evan, where were you yesterday when I could have used you yesterday. I could have used that wisdom yesterday.
I'm sorry. What? Did I miss something? Are you okay?
I fucked up. I fucked up.
Okay, be more specific. You fucked up. But
I don't know if Ian has told you yet or not. I really don't know how quickly the two of you convene or whatever, but I broke up with Eden yesterday, and I didn't mean to. I just freaked out because I couldn't tell if he was telling me the truth or not. And it's really hard, you know, when you can't tell if your partner actually loves you or not, or if they're just telling you that because it will get you to do what they want you to do, and if they're actually trying to become your brother to amass power, or if they are trying to help you. I broke up with them and I didn't want to.
okay, that was a lot. I recognize a bit of myself in that panic, and I apologize for doing that when I was younger because that is very concerning. Look, if that's what's going on between you two, maybe you should just be honest and say, I didn't mean it.
Heaven, come on.
I'm
Like,
serious.
You're asking me, the devil of lies, to be honest.
Okay,
Do you hear how
keep,
that sounds?
Keep lying to him. That'll do wonders for your relationship or lack thereof now that you're separated.
I don't know how to handle it, Heaven. I don't know how to look at Eden and love them so, so much and not know if what they're saying to me is real or not. Do you know how often Eden lies? Constantly. All the time.
No,
just for fun.
I never knew. I had no idea.
Look, you know Eden better than anyone. Probably even better than Eden knows themselves, if we're being honest. So, I know you'll get it. I know you understand. Eden lies for why I have not ever really been able to fully figure out, but before it didn't matter. Before I could tell, I knew. And so they could do it all they wanted and it didn't matter because it wasn't a lie, not really, not to me. And they knew that. They knew that I knew. But now I can't tell and I don't know and I don't know.
I'm not using reverse psychology when I say this, but maybe, just maybe, I'm being a little frivolous here when I say this. Maybe this is for the best.
What do you mean for the best?
You can express yourself. You don't trust Eden to tell the truth, then perhaps this is the best for both of you.
I can't I can't let that be true.
Well, I don't know what to tell you then. This is the best I can muster for you.
I somehow Eden is just I love him so much. Heaven. I love him so much. And I am so afraid that they are incapable of loving me back. Not because they don't have a heart, but because they're not capable of loving me.
Then you can love him by letting him go, by loving yourself. This is too. I'm thinking, and I'm being as honest as I can be.
Do you think that's what they want?
Doesn't matter what they want. They want so many awful things. Not calling you awful, not calling my own sibling awful, but you know. Can just take a moment. Can you feel how peaceful it is, just the two of us right now?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, to be honest. I don't think I've ever talked to you for this long without...
It's possible because people can grow and change. I was supposed to rescue the world. You were supposed to end the world. And here we are talking like two adults.
Fuck, if you had told me that like 6 months ago, I would not have believed you. I would have laughed in your face. In the interest of talking like adults, I really do appreciate your honesty, Evan.
And I appreciate you opening up to me. I don't think that would have ever happened I guess we have Eden to thank.
In a weird way, I guess so. And I. In a weird way, you're the only person I feel like I can really trust right now.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment. I try to make myself trustworthy. Okay.
So
I do. Go, please.
I was just gonna ask, is that why you won't talk to Vic?
No, Vic is her own problem, and that was my decision. I just think we need a little space.
Can I ask what happened there? Because, I mean, Vic hasn't told me, and I mean, obviously you weren't gonna tell me. And it just happened so suddenly, I don't really quite understand.
It's the same thing I told you. I just feel like things would be better, safer if we were apart. There's so many things out to kill us, and the last thing Vic needs is another weakness.
It's weird. Weird to think that the people we want to be close to maybe are better off without us.
It's a hard truth, but they're still in our lives to a degree, so it's not like it's over.
I guess so. I don't know that I find peace in that, but at least it's honest.
And I think they like just kind of wave their little glass of orange juice to honesty.
To honesty.
Kind of
Hey,
not-
Keeper, I have a question.
Yeah? Yeah, that's opening your heart.
Do I
Yeah.
get darkness tokens? Ask someone to betray another?
Oh. Trying to wonder. I'll give it to you. I'll give it. It's a 2. It's not too bad. You're not telling you.
Yeah.
should
It's
kill
very
your
subtle. It's
significant
very
other, but
nice and honeyed.
subtle. And in the back of your mind, Misfoot, even though they come and go as they please, you do know Aussie kind of listened through that, and it's just very observant of the situation. You can feel in the back of your neck they wanted to. There's in a sense of they want to comfort you, but they keep to themselves, especially after your last directive of shut up and don't touch me. So they keep that in the back of their mind there, and you feel that. We go over quickly to the bathroom as Eden. You go in, and immediately as you close the door and lock it, you can see what looks like to be in the mirror a vestige of what looks like to be Vicious, kind of just standing there, washing their hands and looking back up at you and going, well, we had quite a night last night, didn't we?
Shut up. And Eden cracks their neck and presses their back against the door, and just again runs their hand through their hair, this completely sleepless expression over their face, before they look back up at the man in the mirror. Are you just gonna taunt me, or do you actually have something for me?
Oh, I don't know. How are we feeling today? And if you be so kind, roll your move for me, please.
Oh, every day I have to do this, and every day I suffer for it. Jesus Christ. A 5.
Oh my god, have you gotten that?
I receive
once?
a dire warning or difficult orders from my mentor. The keeper will tell me what happens next. This. Oh god.
You see, I do have information, but that requires sacrifice, and to be honest,
I'm willing to
you
give
have
anything. What do you want?
Anything? Are we sure about that? That's a very big word. I know your small brain sometimes doesn't really comprehend what it says, so I just want you to know, do you mean anything?
You know me, don't you? What have I given that I could possibly regret? I've given everything my life on multiple occasions, my heart more than once. What do I have left to lose? Anything. Tell me.
Well, if it's anything, you're going to be headed to a little town called Nemall. And there is going to be a little individual called the Broodmother. Now, if you want to go on with this plan of yours to kill a god, it is simple. Kill and absorb the power of this Broodmother, and you shall have what you should basically need, a basic set of tools and ingredients you need to kill a god. Quite simple. You're going to kill them already, so might as well keep going.
What did you say?
The Broodmother. It is the individual...
No, you said that I could do it already. What do you mean?
Well, you need it. I mean, you can do it now, yes, but it's a bit of a complicated process.
And you know
I have
what
a
the
god in
process
mind.
is?
Yes, I do. I know everything. I know the god we should kill. I know why we should kill them. And it's a whole plan. You see, they kind of get up. See, that's the problem with you, Eden. You don't have vision. Unlike some people. I have vision. You are the hand that I move like an instrument, like a scalpel in dissecting a body. You are pointed and jagged, and you can be delicate if moved in the proper motions and given proper instructions.
Yes, poison can be wielded when necessary. And I assume that you will tell me all of these things in due time as I do the tasks that you ask of me.
Oh, believe me, I'm getting your suite ready, and soon we will have a lovely time. As you see, they slowly disappear into the mist of the hot water coming off of the sink.
Fine. Do it your way. And they turn off the sink. After, pouring a bunch of water on their face. Shaking it off, running a hand through their hair. And waiting.
With that, we go to Vicious, real quick. Kind of you and Radu outside. You see he's kind of, at the moment, he's got a cigarette, but he's looking for a match at the moment. And he kind of just has it in his mouth. He's trying to find something to light it.
I think Vic snaps their fingers, has a small flame, and lights Radu's cigarette for him.
Thank you. You see he kind of puffs it out very dragon-like. Instead of his mouth, comes out through his nose. So what did you want to talk about?
Adapt or die. What do you know about it?
Well, I can tell you that is the mantra of this siphon-like society. See, I know a little bit about it due to Demise's escapades into the brood. Back in the day, and I'm talking way, way, way back in the day, before Earth even had an atmosphere for people to live on. It was just volcanic rock. As you see, he kind of uses his cigarette as the sort of end of it. It was a burning landscape, and with it, unlike many people do not know, the first organisms to ever live on Earth came from this magma and thrived in its volcanic ash. They were a hive mind, and they went by the name of the Brood. Mm-hmm. Now that changed when the Earth started to terraform. See, Earth itself is very fickle. It made its own sort of protectors. It made alphas to rage war and claim the surface to turn into a place of habitability. Think of it as the celestial beings above wanted this place to thrive, but it needed an immune system, and hence you were born. Siphons.
Siphon society and a very old bug. Cool. Great.
To describe it as a bug is an insult. It is a powerful psionic being that would engulf the world if it had the chance. See, your kind won, and with that they retreated into the depths of the Earth's core.
Oh, age-old beef. Great.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. I don't know who's leading the brood. It is my guess Demise knows due to the fact that they've been communicating with them, but that is beyond what I know.
Well, that is actually helpful. So thank you, Radu. And the brood, this ancient fucking bug, sorry, organism, creature, enemy,
I have mind.
hive mind, thank you, has my girlfriend.
They do, and I suspect it is due to Demise wanting to inflict pain on you.
That is so cartoonishly evil. There's like, they just, I would have showed up regardless of that. Well, okay, no, actually, never mind. I see why they
Yeah,
did that.
you're
Okay.
smarter than this. Don't downplay it.
Well, you know things. What do you know about Nemo?
He's trying to come back. It's going through a whole revivification thing. You see, he pulls out a pamphlet from the back that says, Nemall coming back strong. It's a whole brochure about future plans for a mall and a new city hall. And it seems to be getting investors. You see, he's got a newspaper in terms of they're on the rise again. People are actively seeking it because, people moving out west and it developing and whatnot. So Nemall's on track to being better than it was before. And you can see that from what he has. There is apparently going to be a big 4th of July blowout in which they're trying to pull in as many people as they can. This is the town's last chance to be financially stable.
Yeah. Do you know why? It hit hard times.
You blew it up.
Cool, great. I don't have to explain that. Yeah, it was me.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it. Yeah.
Believe
cool.
me.
Why do you know that?
We know everything about all of you.
You know how you look. I thread the line when it comes to people like you and the mythics. Keep them alive until they stop being useful or whatever. So I'm not going to bite your head off unless necessary. But you have to understand how fucked up that sentence you just said to me is.
Well, you do have to understand you created us, whether you liked it or not. You created Demise when you killed their sister. Eden created Ed when they threw their heart out. Heaven created Fatima, but that's another story. And then me and Misfoot is complicated. It's weird. And you see, he gets very flustered when he mentions Misfoot and smokes a little bit. Really
I think hearing
hard.
it's weird. I think Vic has a very similar thought in their mind. And it's like, yeah. They both probably look away and then look back at each other. Look, I am not the person. I'm not going to be the person to say you're wrong. I get it. There's tons of people I've wanted to kill, and this is less about you and more about the rest of them. Outside of you all, that's a horribly short-sighted way to describe a bunch of fucking tragedies that keep happening to all of us, and as not just me, you all. And Demise can come and kill me. I get that. I do think it's really fucking weird for them to blame me for something that they showed up and tried to fuck us over first.
Yeah, but they were running away. They were exiled and they didn't have a lot of choices. They did what any older sibling would do, protect their younger, and you took that away.
We got caught in the middle. Don't let out a fucking siphon when they didn't need to be, you know?
You see, he kind of finishes his cigarette, puts it on the ground, steps on it. I would like to have one request, a favor. I know it is not particularly something I can ask, but I am asking anyway.
From me?
Yes, You seem to be the one of clearest mind of the moment and leading the charge as it would be.
Okay.
If you do fight the mice, do not kill them. They are my family, just like they, and he kind of points to everybody else, are yours. If you kill them, that is killing a part of our heart. I know it is a lot to ask, but
It's
I
not.
am asking it anyway.
I wasn't going to kill Demise regardless. I labored over the death of Demise's sibling for months. I did a lot of work, talked to some therapists. I did a bunch of community work for the Fae, and that's actually how I met Casey.
That is good.
I'm sure Demise might not care, but I'll say it as many times as I want. I'm sorry for killing their sibling. They
I'm not
just
the one you
got
have
caught
to
up.
convince.
Oh, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not convincing them of shit. That's not. We all just keep getting caught up in shit. Monster's got a monster or whatever. I don't know. I'll find a better phrase for that.
Well, and you see kind of walks in, as you see everybody's kind of paying and finishing out. Mom has a plan for that. Whether it is for everyone or for monsters, mortals, I don't know. But I'm telling you something. Something is coming. And it may be something that we all need to stay together for.
Last question. Is mom a part of that family of yours?
They are, but it is difficult. They are a machine, but they are more, so they do care for us, but the question for us is it out of a programming and prerogative, or is it genuine feelings? We don't know.
Yeah, I bet. I won't kill Demise, but I'm sure you know. Sometimes parents gotta go. And I think that's when Vic just walks in.
Fantastic. With that, if there's nothing else, we...
I
Nope, yep, there we go.
have
Yep.
one thing.
Yes.
Before we all leave the diner, I imagine that Misfit kind of like hung back a little bit when everybody has like paid like the bill and like is starting to head back out to drive over to Nemall. And I think Misfit notices that where Eden was sitting. Actually, question to you, Eden. Are you still wearing Vic's jean jacket that they gave you last episode, or are you wearing Misfit's leather jacket?
Misfit's leather jacket is in the booth where Eden had left it when they got up, and I think they like came out of the bathroom at the same time Vic was coming in, so I imagine the two of them are like up and paying together. But the little fire pin is not there on the lapel.
Right. And I imagine that Misfit kind of looks at it and thinks about what Heaven said about staying away from Eden for his own good, for their benefit, and thinks to themselves, I can't ask for their help. And I think just like quickly like looks over towards the counter where like everybody is and everybody's paying and cashing out. And Misfit is just gonna like reach over the booth. He's gonna grab the jacket and start rifling through your pockets to see if I can find that key to Hotel Eternity.
You're muted, Chris.
Oh, am I?
No, you're not.
Not anymore.
No,
You were
I just
silent.
I need to speak louder. With that, can you please roll a unleash the dark for me real quick to see if you real quick. It'd be a success. So we'll just do that over that versus all that stuff there. So just roll that back.
Can I say that I am spending my bond with heaven on this one? That like it is through heaven's like
Yeah.
advice that I'm
Mhm.
even thinking to do this rather than just asking Eden for help?
Yeah, that works. So you can, after the roll is done, you can minus or add one.
Okay, perfect. Oh. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. I got a 9, so either way.
Fantastic. With that, rummaging through, you see all the good stuff there, and you find the key. It's that sort of same motel as kind of key to it. And as you kind of pocket it, I'm guessing, or are you just finding it?
No, I'm gonna take it.
As you do, you swear the shine of it. You swear you see an individual smiling before you tuck it into your pocket.
All right, I don't have time to think about that before Eden's coming in. Out of curiosity, C, what does Eden keep in their pockets? What else might I find in the jacket?
It is so fucked up in there. I cannot tell
Oh my
you.
God.
Like they're jackets for a leather jacket. They're pockets for a leather jacket. But Eden somehow has like 3 notebooks in there. Like a pen has very obviously exploded in there, so it's like stained, and there are like coins. There's like a really weird trinket. There is an entire tooth. There's a bunch of stuff like in there. And there is like Eden's like tiny pocket notebook where they like jot down all of their thoughts and a lot of like their ruminations of whenever they're reading books. They'll like read with one hand and write with the other in this like tiny pocket notebook. It's like totally destroyed. You've seen them work on it many, many times.
Are any of these notebooks things that like Misfit would have like read before? Like are these things that like Eden shared with Misfit ever?
They'll only ever share their findings with you. Like if they're like, what did you find out today? They'll tell you, but you have, I doubt, unless you were interested in studying Latin, probably never actually been interested in reading the journals. And Eden is kind of private about them, I think.
And I think in that moment, their hand kind of goes over that like small tattered journal, the one that Eden uses to take notes in. And with their finger kind of running along the spine, they like look over at Eden's back, look back at the journal. And he quickly will pocket that too, if I may.
As you kind of do that, you see Aries like in the back of your mind, not fully showing up. Just, are you crazy? Why are you stealing from Eden?
It might have information about the hotel. I don't know. They do research.
Why didn't you just speak with him?
Shh.
God.
I can't. Didn't you hear what Heaven said? And I think Misfit is going to quickly put the jacket back like on the booth, trying to make it look like it did before he took it. But like honestly, who can recreate that? And is just going to go back, and I think is going to slip the notebook like in their own jacket. Hopefully without Eden or anybody else noticing.
Fantastic. You do hear Aussie in the back of your mind. We're talking about this later. Yeah. And as you kind of end that there, and with that, you all proceed into Nemall. As you get there around noon and coming in, it is hard to describe for you, Vic, because it's that sensation of I'm home, but also I'm home. Kind of driving through Nemall, it's your standard small town American home, Midwestern town. Though it does look like it's in dire straits. As you're kind of driving through the downtown area, you do see there's a number of like shuttered off or closed out businesses and buildings. And sort of hanging signs on the streets, though, say a very different story. As you can see, sort of big summer blowout tonight, 4th of July fireworks, the red, white, and blue as it sort of hanged across anywhere they possibly could. And kind of driving into town, you could see that the number of cars that are most parked seem to be what you remember, Vic, to be Town Hall. You see there is a number of them. Specifically, you guys can see as you're kind of pulling up, parking, the meeting in sense of the itinerary says the bug problem. And you can see that there's a lot of people, parked here, whoever's in town at the moment. And kind of all coming out, you all have to take a moment as you hear the ground shake ever so slightly as a small earthquake, maybe a 2 or 3 on the Richter scale, kind of pops up a little bit for about maybe 10 seconds until it stops. And kind of looking behind you, you can see there's a crack in the pavement after that little hurricane happens. Earthquake happens before it stops. You see Radu kind of go, does this usually happen a lot?
Well, I haven't been here for damn near a decade, so no idea. But when I lived here, no.
We are not near any ley lines. Although Indiana is technically the most godless place on Earth. That's the Vatican says that, so it is true.
That tends to happen. And a lot of cats, apparently. But beyond that, should we all go inside?
I think there's some look of anxiety, or like Vic doesn't want to go inside, but Vic's like, yeah, let's do it.
Fantastic. As you all proceed inside, you see the town hall, a rather depressing sight, to be truly honest with yourselves. The building itself was run on the outside, but on the inside, it's only just a continuation of that reflection. You can see what is inside walking in almost like a small atrium of some sort. You see there's a number of metallic chairs that are all pulled out for everybody in town. It's well packed. You see whoever's in town left came to this meeting. You can see there's a number of concessions on the stand, but after kind of looking over it just from a distance, you can tell the coffee that they have there is kind of maybe lukewarm, and the cookies, you swear, have an expiration date that was about 2 days ago. So they seem to be really trying their best here. At the moment, as you're sort of pulling up and grabbing a seat, nobody really pays you any mind at the moment, but you can see what looks like to be an older lady, maybe about late 50s, early 60s, white, sort of that hair going pretty much to that gray almost. And you remember this person, Vic, due to just the candor of their voice and that sort of pompous arrogance that they have of being the richest person in town. You know this to be Bailey. Bailey was maybe a teacher at your school, but apparently it looks like they seem to be the mayor now. As you see, they are kind of addressing all the town folks, and you can see in sort of the front row seems to be people of a more business-oriented nature, a lot of suits and, suitcases. These seems to be the people that, maybe the investors. As you see, they kind of approach and kind of go, well, as you can see from our lovely investors here, we are safe and sound. I talked it over with the good old deputy here, Deputy Marcus. As you see, it kind of goes over to an individual who kind of stands up. You see they are wearing sort of a red plaid shirt with sort of black stripes. They're older now. They had a chipped tooth before that seems to have been fixed. But slightly more handsome. You can tell it's got that very Midwestern charm to him. He's sort of shaven, kind of fiber-track shadow, hair black, messy, still that sort of same sort of deep black skin. And you see he kind of goes, yeah, everybody, you see he doesn't really make eye contact with anybody. He's constantly almost looking downward, still addressing, but he doesn't really give eye contact with anybody. It's not a sense of nervousness. It just seems to be who he is. He kind of goes, yeah, talked it over with Esme. Even though sheriff's not in town, just looks like to be maybe a bug, maybe got hit by the chemical plant nearby. So I think we should be fine. If anything, nowhere near the firework setup, so we should be good. You see everybody kind of go clap. She goes, thank you, Marcus. As you can see, the celebration's on full swing, so I expect each of you to come with your best apple pies and whatnot for our lovely little competition there. We'll have fireworks, attractions galore. We got a Ferris wheel. How exciting. So bring the children, bring the pets, bring anybody you can. It's 4th of July, and it's time that we celebrate. I know we've been, in a rough spot, but I think we this year we're on the up. We're on the up. And you see everybody kind of, give one final clap before she kind of goes down and everybody begins to kind of disperse. So in this instance, what are we doing?
Chris, can I just say, you make me want to change genres into like let's save the town.
Let's save the town. Come on, guys. We can just save the town.
But unfortunately, we're playing with the trauma band today. Anyway, Vic.
Sorry, you're walking into midnight mass. Not you. Yeah, you're walking into this. But with that, continue.
I think Vic looks to everyone and is like, "Hey," still wearing the sunglasses, still wearing the hat, which probably makes Vic look like more normal, more like Vic. But Vic's like in the brain of like, I have to, they can't know who I am, even though Vic is like 6 feet, like a 6 foot now with pink hair and a neck tattoo. Vic's like, okay, if someone could go talk to that guy, that'd be great. Not me though.
Why not you? Isn't this like your hometown?
Yeah, that's why I don't want to talk to.
So shouldn't it be you?
I see how you got to that conclusion.
Who is that person? You clearly know them.
Yeah, that's Marcus.
Okay, and Marcus is
looks at Marcus. I think the town deputy.
Marcus is to you
like a lover or like an ex?
No, not a lover. That is not. No.
Well, that's a first.
And first of all, both
honestly, Ryder's got a point.
5 stars. In character though. Well, I don't know why you're so shy, Vicious. You should introduce us to your home.
Say Vicious name?
Yes, this is very
actually,
out
this
loud
is a very just this feels wild. Would Vicious have been named Vicious? That feels like
I'm gonna roll real quick to see, because what they said was a very dangerous piece of information. I'm gonna roll real
Vicious.
quick. Above, I'm gonna roll an even and odd. I'm gonna say, which one do you want that'll be favorable for your outcome? But Vicious is a name that nobody really knows you by.
Yeah, I don't think Oh, you said odd. I'll take
even
odd.
Or odd. Odd. Okay.
I feel like Vicious. That's not what Vic was.
With that,
oh God, what did you?
As you say, Vicious, you see Marcus immediately look up and proceeds to make their way towards you. They're walking towards you at the moment. You see people trying to talk, and he kind of goes, yeah, and kind of moving away. Are you staying where you are, or are you moving?
Vic is intrigued because that's to Vic. Vic is like, that's not the name I went by here. Like, they're not gonna know who I am. Like, Vic's feeling high, not even high and mighty, but like middle, mid height, and like okay.
Fantastic. With that, as you all proceed to do this, is anybody doing anything else as you see Marcus is coming towards you guys?
No, I want to see how
see.
Yeah,
I
want to see how this goes.
Just, you grab the 2-day-old cookies.
Ew.
With that, you see him kind of coming up. You see he has on his side a cowboy hat that he kind of doesn't really fit the vibe of the air, but it seems that maybe it's just his thing. As you see, he kind of pulls up. Hi, I'm sorry. Did somebody say Vicious?
Yeah,
it's
why?
a nickname. Short for
why? But no, yeah, why do you? Yeah, it's like an adjective.
I'm sorry. He kind of pulls his hand out. Deputy Marcus. Pleasure to meet you all. Sheriff is not in town right now, so I'm just holding down the fort while he's gone. You folks don't seem to be from town. You look kind of new here. Are you
We're here
with
for the
guys in
event,
suits.
right? It's a party for everyone.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Understandable. Yeah, no, it's just Fishes is an old name. My sister, but I believe they're dead. So
From your
Oh, your
sister who's dead?
sister.
yeah,
And Eden looks at
I
Vic.
lost both. It's just a long time ago. Place got hit by a nasty little earthquake. Lost both my sisters. So
That is so unfortunate, Deputy.
yeah. I'm sorry. It's a lot. Please. He kind of puts his hat on. Enjoy your stay, y'all. And kind of proceeds to get in his truck. If anybody would like to, I'm gonna say if somebody wants to investigate, look for grasp a key. I think this would be a prime moment for anybody who wants to attempt to do this here.
I roll like shit. Don't put this on me.
If you're not going to, CJ, I will. But if you are going to, I will.
No,
I
you
will
can do it
cede.
because Vic is sitting here like, fuck, like
Yeah.
how does he know my name right now?
Uh-huh.
Vic is dumbfounded.
Absolutely vile. I'm obsessed, actually. You want me to grasp a key?
Yes, please.
Can I
Firmly
add darkness
grasp
tokens
it
to this?
in your hands.
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna add one.
All right.
While this roll is happening, though, Heaven kind of positions their hand to the small of Vic's back and just shove them forward.
Vic, who unfortunately has nothing but faith and trust in Heaven, is going to use that momentum to go talk to Marcus.
Fantastic. What did we get, Eden?
Got a 10.
Got a 10. You just barely just.
Glad I added one and not two.
In terms of a key or clue to add onto your 3 keys already, you notice in particular that on the bottom of his boot seems to be almost that same sort of viscous-like material that when you guys were fighting those creatures at Gehenna Academy, that sort of same residue, that slimy almost material is on the bottom of his boot. Not necessarily like it's not part of it. It looks like wherever he was walking about, he may have stepped on it. So he may know something about where these bugs are or where this hive mind is.
As Vic takes like 1 or 2 steps forward, Eden really quickly catches up, grabs her elbow, and goes, "Ask about the brood, would you? Have a good reunion." And then shoves her a little more.
Yeah, Vic just lets it happen. And Deputy.
You see everybody's kind of coming out. He has what looks like to be like a red Chevy pickup truck that he kind of has. You see he's got a dog in there that he kind of goes, hey, 1 second. Yeah, can I help you?
Yeah. Nice truck.
Thank you. You just hear, woof.
Oh,
Sorry, Daisy. Heel.
golden retriever named Daisy. Very Midwestern of you.
Okay. Can I help you with something?
Yeah. I wanted to talk to you about just the word, you know a lot of words, adjectives. You reacted to something like vicious earlier. What about the word brood?
That depends. Are you law enforcement?
Something like that. I think Vic pulls out and they have these because it's very funny. This comes up a lot. Honestly, it actually is official looking. It's probably from the Division, like one of those Division things, which is funny because Vic used to have a one that was like a lie, that was probably like the Association or some shit. But Vic's like, yeah, I'm with the
So
Division.
is it the Curator old symbol that you're pulling?
Hell no, Vic would rather die
Okay.
than use that. It's definitely
a new one.
a new
Kind
one
of
for more for the Division. Maybe either snagged Casey's or got one from the director, from Ryan.
Fantastic. And he kind of goes, oh, yeah, sorry, I should have said something. I would have,
No. We like to let folks act natural.
Yeah, I don't know anything about a brood. That seems like some kid's name for a boogeyman or something, but I do know something about the bugs, but rather not talk about it in public. So the station is currently being rebuilt right now. Kind of got caved in. So we're currently
Caved
doing
in.
all of our stuff out of a cabin that we kind of got rented out. So if you want to kind of, you got a pencil or something, or you could just follow me.
Yeah,
Uh,
let me we can follow you if you just wait like 2-3 minutes. I'll go get
yeah,
my
yeah, no problem. I'm just going to be in my truck. Yeah. You see, he kind
yeah. Sorry about the death from your childhood or something.
you
I
see
hope-
very, just like, very appreciative. I miss them a lot every day, but, you know, there's only so much you can worry about. You got to move on. So I got over it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I bet it would really suck if, like, you found out that they weren't dead or something. I bet that'd be really shocking and really fuck up the whole grieving process.
You see, he's not a very social person, so he's just kind of like, yeah, you know, it'd be really, really messed up. As he's just trying to, he doesn't want to be rude.
He's trying to get
just
out.
like, he's trying to get out. He's trying his best.
Yeah. And Vic's like, yeah, and like moonwalks to go get like the rest of the mythics.
Right before Vic comes back, Eden leans over to Heaven and like very quietly just goes, "How much are we betting that she's absolutely not telling them anything?"
That's too easy of a bet, don't you think?
It can be surprising sometimes.
And they just kind of quirk their eyebrow. Okay, that's a fact.
Yeah, no. They're moonwalking. They definitely didn't say anything about. Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
This is
Yeah.
completely
Hey,
awful.
I got us a lead, y'all. Let's go. We gotta follow
Your brother?
the deputy. The deputy.
Your brother.
Who's your brother?
I've got 4 brothers, and then gestures. No, I've got 3. No old family from me. Get in the car. I'm not dealing with this shit.
Don't call us siblings ever again.
That's a
given our
weird thing to
entanglement.
say.
What do y'all want me to? Okay, fine.
We're in
What do-
Indiana, not Alabama. Can we please
you
keep
think
walking?
that's fun? That's a good joke.
Absolutely.
You
We're
should
in-
stand up.
Yeah,
Folks,
I
you know,
know.
we don't
I've
even do
learned
that in
how to use
hell.
jokes.
What do you- Let's go.
It is amazing that you have all survived for so long. It really is. As he kind of just follows.
You know,
suit.
it's so amazing that you've survived with us this long. Because you're really trying me.
As he kind of just walks silently, just like, I'm not going to say anything out of respect.
I think when Eden like takes a shot at Radu again for like the upteenth time this whole trip, I think Misfit kind of like silently, because they don't want to fight Eden, silently takes a hand and just kind of like puts it on Radu's shoulder and just kind of like, in like a comforting kind of way, just, like rubs it as if to say like, I'm really sorry.
You don't see this for you, Eden. You see that immediately. He's very he doesn't, in a sense, he doesn't like to be touched, but you see that it's almost like super sensitive for him as he kind of gets the touch. He reacts slightly, but kind of in a sense of like, oh, that wasn't expected, and kind of just continues to kind of go about as you all proceed to go into the car and kind of following suit. You see the car, you see his golden retriever that's in there, very just like, you can just follow me, and kind of drive into kind of the deep of the woods. It's a little bit off, maybe about 15-minute drive from town. As you guys find yourself in the thick of the wood, it's a little bit discomforting to you, Vic, because these are the very woods you used to play in. And kind of going up, driving. You don't see your house. You know, you would have seen it by now. It's a little strange, but you don't see it. Maybe it's for the best. But as you kind of guys continue driving, you pull up to what looks like to be almost like a roundabout of what currently is being repurposed. This is kind of like the park ranger station, but they're kind of repurposed it for the moment for any kind of police duty. So it's kind of like a shared building at the moment. You see kind of pulls up, gets out the car, lets Daisy out. You see they immediately just run off around the corner. And with that, he lets you guys in. Kind of going in, it's a very, cabin-like feel. You can see that it's very mixed match because, again, used to be park rangers, now the police are here. So you got brochures of here's the local areas, and if you have emergency, please come over here. You see currently at the moment, there seems to be a woman who's very sporadic in nature. You see their hair is very messy. Their glasses are almost owl-like in nature, seem to be in like maybe their late 30s. Brown hair. As you see, they're kind of very much looking at evidence of the area and sort of writing in wherever spaces they can. He kind of goes, well, hi, everyone, this is Esme. Esme, you see the kind of turn around. Oh, hello. I'm just looking over evidence. As you see, they continue to go back. Oh, 1 second. You see they immediately get very close, I'm going to say, to Eden. As you see, they kind of pull out what looks like to be a protractor and taking measurements. And your head is about that size, and your body weight is about this size, and that, and that. You see Marcus kind of go, sorry, they're very intuitive in nature, is to put it lightly. Yeah, they were big science type before they lost their memory, and it kind of messed with them a little bit. But you see very awkwardly kind of, well, this is this here. We do have an individual holed up at the moment because he tried to assault me, and that wasn't fun. Not
What?
from town. And
Why?
don't know. Try to shoot me in my car, and I did not
What?
try to sniper me. It was not a fun moment. Luckily, Esme hit him in the back of the head while they were coming back from their little research trip with the soil. So, it was not fun. Not from town, so I'm running fingerprints and whatnot right now, so I'm not getting anything.
Mind if I talk to them quick?
Yeah.
Sure, please don't assault them. Or I know you big city types like to be rough with your investigations. We don't do that here.
Oh, we don't investigate. We just get answers. That's different.
Yeah, same. That's a way to loop prowl around the court. Please don't.
No.
Just-
Like in like a way in which like courts don't matter. That's like
Not helping your case. Really not.
I never. That was not my objective.
Okay.
I wouldn't hurt a fly.
I hope. So if you want to go investigate, kind of tosses you the keys. If you want to talk to Esme, they took some soil samples around the area where the bug was found, so that's for you guys. I gotta go make a call, so if you need anything, I'll be in my office. You see, kind of, Daisy, come on. Dog follows suit. With that kind of splitting up, what are we doing here? So you have right now soil samples from Esme, who seems to be just very whispering, writing to themselves, and then you have whoever assaulted Marcus in the makeshift lockup.
Yeah. Vic is good at like 5 things, and one of them is not soil samples. So Vic's gonna follow Eden.
Fantastic.
This is going in the opposite direction. It doesn't matter as long as it's not with Eden right now. So I will be going to the soil sample.
Fantastic. And then what about heaven? As you see, your 2 lives here are at a crossroads.
Unfortunately, they also join Vic and Eden.
Fantastic. So with that, Misfit, you are by yourself. Everyone has chosen their side.
Oh, they've got Radu.
They've got Radu.
She's like, Rado's very much like, I want to see who assaulted him. And then immediately kind of like, maybe I should. Maybe I should not.
Is Radu? No, come on, let Radu come with us.
No, Radu wants it, but it's too bad. It's sad. You can feel the aura.
Not the pity!
Vic like feels a crossroad on the back of his neck, tastes sadness, and is like, my baby.
So with that, I will go to our 3 individuals here. As Miss Foot is with Radu, who's kind of very much now patting you on the back of like, it's okay. As you enter, going in, you see he is just almost like a sense of handcuff to the table, you see a very familiar individual. Specifically, you see the same asshat that came to the academy before, the sort of older white dad that was there, that was kind of threatening. You remember his name to be Clayton Cox. You see he's kind of there, and almost like an astonishment. I'm like, well, goddamn.
The fuck? You're that
Dude, you're
guy
from last
week.
episode.
Yeah, what?
What the hell are you talking about?
Why
I
are
don't know.
you
Sorry,
here?
something weird came over me.
Okay. What are you doing here?
Where was Guyana Academy? Was in Pennsylvania. CJ
Yeah, he
knows
drove.
this geography.
So,
Yeah,
the
that's
thing is, you were driving
12
at a fast pace, which
that's
means he
like
drove
14
faster.
hours.
Yeah,
Vic's
he drove
like,
fast.
why are you 14 hours away from the town that you live in?
Why are you 14 hours away from a town you were recently at?
Vic shows the ID and says, "We actually have a job."
You really think you can fool me over with that fake ass passport?
This actually isn't a fake. I had a fake. This one's real.
And your confirmation just let me know that.
Okay, this is really, really fun, but I think we should go straight to the point. I would like to use power through darkness because as the fallen, I have fear manipulation powers, and I just think we can just speed run this investigation.
Fantastic. Please roll for me if you will be so kind.
Gladly. Big money, no whammies. It's a 7.
7? I
So
think a
it's
7 is...
it's good. Good. 8 to
no,
10.
Barely.
Use a
fail.
bond.
No, 7 is
Oh,
bad.
no.
Use a bond. Use a bond. We're here. We love you. You and I have a bond.
We're
Yeah,
here, we
I'll
love you.
use.
Yeah, actually,
Is
I
it
think
too late to use a darkness token, or do I have to call those
Too late
before?
for a darkness token, not too late for a bond.
Then I'll
I
use
do
a bond.
think I do
Yeah.
think Vic
Okay.
will help you. We definitely have one.
Yeah.
So at that, you use your bond. So what happens on an 8, if you be so kind?
On an 8 to 10, you use your powers with great precision and effect, changing the situation before you. Additionally, the keeper may offer you reprieve, a golden opportunity, or a bond with someone.
Say golden opportunity, because you're kind of using a bond here. Kind of going through, you can sort of influence. You see that sort of cracks on your skin. You're able to hide it, but when you use your powers, it begins to show up. As you see, it begins to run through your face. You see the individual trying to get back, but they're, handcuffed. He's very pliable at this moment, so he will answer any and all questions to the best of his ability and truthfully, because he's scared shitless.
And they're just staring like an adder, and they just use a single hand to just to gesture to the other 2. 3. 2. Yeah.
So
there we
nice
go.
when you do that.
Shut up.
Clayton, buddy, friend, pal, why the fuck are you here?
Hunting down Jessica, just like you, Vicious.
Why does everyone know my name? You know what? Okay. What do you think is going on here? Tell me your perspective.
You see, he's trying to hold it back, but again, just staring eyes, daggers from heaven. I used to work for the curators. As he kind of comes out. I don't remember. I used to work here. I remember I used to work security, but I don't remember. I don't remember what happened here. I just know that something bad happened, and my daughter. I adopted her here. She was in clothes of some kind, similar to what you find in a lab or a patient, and I can't remember much, but I just know I cared for my daughter with my whole life, and they were just taken away from me. And I was hell-bent on killing whoever it is, and I found out who it is. Sadly, though, they ran away. So I'm doing what I know best. Killing monsters.
Jessica. Was Jessica? CJ's trying to remember. Jessica
was the individual who was kind of like the big harbinger. They were the one that murdered the student at the academy.
Got it. Got it. Oh yeah, the one that we were looking for with like the
Mhm.
teeth and whatnot. Who
Yes. The
Got
other
it.
siphon of light.
got it? Thank you. That makes yes. Oh yeah, because Jessica and Noma. Okay, I
Yep.
understand. My brain was like trying to connect. And there was like a rage that boils up into Vic, an old one that is purely reserved for the curators, that raises and then lowers, probably to about a middle. So Vic is very upset at this moment. All right, asshole. I'm going to tell you two things. The first of which is, and I think Vic slides up their like their arm. And this the thing they're about to tell them is why their name is Vicious. And Vic like opens up a bunch of eyes on the arm. You need to stay in your lane and act like you're dead. Because the second thing that I'm about to tell you is we kill curators. Specifically, I kill curators. And if you get in our way, well,
Well, it's a good thing I'm not a curator. I left. After I woke up, took my daughter, and I left that shitty little agency and all their problems. I really don't want to be here, but the last thing I'm going to do is let the person who murdered them walk free. So, unless you're going to kill me with that, I suggest you uncuff me and let me help.
his daughter's dead, right?
His daughter was murdered. You remember there were bear attacks and whatnot, so she was murdered. One
Oh my
of the
god,
victims.
she was supernatural. Oh, Clayton, what type of monster was your daughter?
She was a rare bear.
That makes that story way more fucked up.
You can see where my anger comes from.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. And I think Vic, like, using just a weird Rolodex of powers, just snaps her fingers and maybe, like, not letting the handcuff goes off, but, like, breaks the chain. And Clayton can, like, get up.
Kind of gets up and goes, I don't remember what happened before my job and after I got my daughter, but I know it has to do something with the facility that was here. The curators used to do experiments here in an old facility. It's been, condemned, abandoned, but it's still protected by, military police and whatnot. So I'm guessing whatever answer we're going to find, it's going to be over there.
Yeah, okay.
There's a curator facility in your hometown. Vicious?
Look, I just assumed that, they were a government thing and showed up because, I don't know, I blew up the town.
The way he describes it, it seems like they were here before
Yeah,
you
no,
ever blew anybody up.
100%. And Vic, that's news to Vic. Vic is like, I thought they showed up because I was causing problems.
Sounds like you blew up the curators from day one.
Yeah, nice.
Sounds like we should continue the trend.
Yeah, nice to have you, Clayton. You are a lot less weird than I thought you'd be. Well, actually, no, you're more weird, but that means you're more like us.
You don't know the half of it. As you see, he kind of just extends his hand out. You see the rifle that they had, it was in the corner, it immediately jumps into his hand. Kind of checks his ammo. So we're going to go, or are we just going to, play around here?
Lead the way.
My ex-boyfriend is looking at dirt. We should go pick him up before we keep going.
With that, Misfoot, if you be so kind, as that's kind of happening, you can roll a grass keys for me here, as you're kind of looking over what they have.
All right, let's do that. Raw dog in this roll. I got an 8!
Got an 8, fantastic.
And covered key.
Yes, so right now you should be at 5 keys, so you're on a good track. With that, you kind of look over all of the stuff here, and with it, it's a lot of science jargon, but you know enough. You took your basic kind of chemistry, science of Earth, uh, and kind of looking through it. You can see Esme here wrote a lot of notes. They sent out tests to facilities nearby, specifically looking for what seems to be a sort of radiation. You see that the soil samples they pick up are from an area that's around the facility. It's almost like a circle, and you can see that the soil itself seems to have a specific type of radiation found within deeper layers of Earth. You can see that the recent sample that they found was near the hit site where the bug got ran over. Seems to be the freshest, and on top of it being radioactive, they still have the vial. You can see the soil itself is almost moving and shifting, like it is trying to adapt to whatever material is inside of it, almost like if it is alive.
I have two questions. One, when it moves and shifts, does it move and shift similar to the way that Tear Sand moves and shifts and becomes and breaks?
No, it is more organic in nature rather than magical. You can see that it's in the sense of assimilating the soil and whatever nutrients, roots, whatever it can, and is turning them almost into fleshy components.
Okay, and the second question is, I think as Misfit is reading these notes with Radu and kind of together, we're trying to like piece them together and like observing this sample. I think Misfit is going to take like a finger and hold it like near the sample, not touching it, but like holding it near to see like and like moving it back like up and down and side to side to see like does it react to the presence of another life like within reaching distance.
As you get closer to it, you see that it begins to sort of almost in a sense of move. I'm gonna roll real quick because I'm excited to see if it does. You notice it immediately cracks out of its vial, almost trying to jump you, and it does manage to grasp onto you. As you see, it begins to shift from soil into flesh into almost like demonic fiery skin, but it does too much since it got an 11 that it begins to just burn on the floor.
And I think Misfit, surprised by the demonic fire, that is something that he hasn't experienced in months, in almost a year, is like, I think, too stunned to even recoil back in fear or anything like that, and kind of watches it plop down onto the ground, and like, looks over at Radu and says, have you ever seen something like this before?
You see, he's very hesitant. Yes, I have, but are you okay? Are you alright? Is he kind of gets
Yeah.
closer?
I think so. And Misfit kind of just like is I think like absentmindedly kind of like running a hand over I assume what is like a burn mark in his shirt where this fire had sort of erupted. I I haven't felt that in a while.
Clearly, are you burnt? Are you okay?
And I think like Misfit like hadn't thought about it very much and like even just like I think the shock of what happened. Um he kind of shakes his head no, but then like as his own skin kind of touches the burn mark, he goes,
He kind of go. You see, he kind of goes over the counter, tries to find a first aid kit real quick, and kind of just like, hey, just put your hand out. I treated people before, so it shouldn't be too hard. You got just a slight burn.
thanks. Uh, you treated people before, or did you? Just...
As he kind of begins to treat, well, I am, how you say, I'm not in, it's not to say that I am old. Let's just say I am not in my correct time period. As he kind of begins to triage. You can see just by the way he does it, he's got very similar techniques to that of maybe medieval ages, like 200s. It's very in a sense of like, it's old school in the way he treats, not necessarily new medicine.
Are you telling me you've been pulled through time, Radu?
Exactly what I am saying. I was a king of Wallachia after Mahmud II gave me the kingdom after my brother tried to rebel. So, you see a long
Well,
enough
Your
story.
Highness. And I think Misfit like does like a mock sarcastic kind of like bow with their head. Didn't realize I was in the presence of royalty.
Not really royalty anymore. There are no need for kings in this century, at least.
Well, hey, we have that in common.
And I think at that moment, all of you kind of come out. You all see at the moment Radu treating Misfoot for something on their fingertips, just a quick bandage, slightly burnt, and he kind of goes, "Whoa, what's that guy?"
It's complicated. He's here to help.
Okay, and kind of you see coming out the sort of coming off like the sort of roof. It's like 2 floors. You see with a like coffee in his hand. He kind of what the Marcus is because guy tried to shoot me. Why is he walking? And why does he have a loaded gun?
I think Vic kind of like puts a hand out to God. What is his name? Clayton. It's like, wait, Clayton, hand me that. Like, come on, puts a hand out for the gun so that it's like, I'll give it back to you outside.
If I see one scratch on Bessie, it's your head, and kind of pushes it into your.
Don't worry, he doesn't have a gun anymore. And Vic just holds Clayton's gun, and it's like, actually, deputy, can I talk to you? Actually, and then Vic turns around. Why did you shoot him? Like whispering to Clayton.
I thought he was with the enemy.
What enemy? What do you mean?
He smells of it.
You can smell?
It's a lot of things. It's a whole thing, okay? But it's just, I sensed that a creature was around this proximity. I thought it was him. I mean, what kind of deputy is in a cabin in the woods?
He stepped in it.
We are on.
You ass. It's on his shoe.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I don't know what's what around here, okay? It's a very dangerous territory.
Right. You could give that gun to me once you're done with it, Vic.
Yeah, Vic hands it to Eden immediately.
I'm going to want that back.
You're going to get it back after you tell us what you can do after we leave here. And then Vic is going to be like, actually, deputy, can I talk to you?
Yeah, you can come up because I ain't going down there.
Yeah, no worries. He's
giving like, I'm gonna fuck this guy up if I can go downstairs. Like very much like I will beat you silly. And he kind of going up the stairs real quick. He kind of goes, "Are you sure? Are you just gonna let this guy?"
No, we got this. Y'all meet me outside. I'll meet y'all outside.
Well, I'm coming with. So.
Oh, why are you coming with?
Because this is my town, and I'm not going to let a guy who just assaulted me solve the case.
That is understandable. I do think you might change your mind in like the next 5 minutes. If I could talk to you inside your office.
Just talk here. We're fine.
Come on. Hey, deputy.
Okay, quick, just come on.
Yeah.
And you see he kind of goes into his office. Very much the town deputy. It's got a picture of dream destinations of like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the beach one day, and it's just got a little bobblehead of his favorite sports team. Just kind of like, okay, what?
So remember that awkward situation that I told you would be really bad and awful if it happened and would fuck up the whole grieving process?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's happening right now in this moment.
What? Can you I'm sorry, just English. It's not in the sense I'm dumb, but it's just, I'm
not
very good with social cues.
I'm kind of, I me too. How do you know the name Vicious?
Again, my sister. We grew up together, foster kids and whatnot. Again, accident happened, dead.
Like
that's not the story. Look, if you really want to know,
yeah,
our parents were asshats, and one of them was not exactly Father of the Year. And when he would get angry, he does the thing that all parents do and calls him by the full name. Okay, is that simple enough for you? As you see, he didn't want to really say it, but now it's in the open.
Yeah. A name lovingly given to the victim. Vicious. That's me.
You see, he goes, "Say again."
And I think Vic takes off their glasses and takes off their hat, not looking at all like how Vic would have looked like as a kid, or honestly even last year. Uh, but I think maybe there's like a scar on Vic's face from when they fell down on from a tree trying to imitate Beatrice, and it's like, we got this scar playing hide and seek after Beatrice showed us to climb up the tree. Pink was your favorite color when, even though Dad said it was not for men, and then points to the pink hair. You liked leather jackets too, and then points to like, well, not wearing it, and then oh, Eden has it. Hey,
They put their coffee down, and you say your scar, you say everything, but what he looks at not in the sense of like intimately romantically, but in the sense of like studying it very closely, he looks at the eyes and kind of just stares at a moment, studying them.
and Vic's like kind of looking away, but also looking into Marcus's eyes. Look, hey, glad to see you're doing well.
Just shut up. And he kind of immediately goes in for the deepest of hugs.
Yeah, and Vic reciprocates and lets the hug last for what for Vic feels like forever.
You got a hell of a way to come back from the dead. Jesus.
I wasn't dead. I got picked up by a bunch of feds that apparently were in town the whole time.
It's so fucking weird. That's really weird, but I'm glad they did. I mean, I'm not glad they did, but
Well,
I'm
yeah. As much as I want this to be a great reunion, I'm gonna be real. I think you need to stay here.
Hey, no, can't do. No, not with these people.
No, I get why, but like, look, and Vic is going to use a move. Gaze into my heart's abyss. When you may show to them how your hunger ravages and breaks you. And Vic is going to basically take a step back, like far, like a distance at which where Marcus probably, because Vic knows how people react, like probably doesn't feel unsafe, is going to honestly probably show the entirety. So unlike the split down the middle with Eden, or unlike the eyes coming out the arms, there is like a mishmash of directions in which Vic's skin begins to open, asymmetrical, truly horrible, because it's not expected. You think when something opens, it's going to be like vertical, horizontal, maybe even a circle, but there's no rhyme or reason. The mouths begin to open on the arms, the eyes show up on Vic's back, teeth just begin to show themselves, but it's gentler as Vic is like kind of holding back. And I roll, I think. Let me see. I reveal your heart. It's reveal your heart.
Yes.
Please, God, let Vic succeed.
I beg you.
Because I can lower with bonds, and I still have a few of them, so I'll use 2.
I will say your bond.
You're right. No, it's here. No, it's here. So... okay, then I'll use 1 darkness token.
Okay.
Oh God, where'd my dice go? I can't do math. 5.
It's too stressful.
6, 7, 8.
8. Oh, you're right in there, just on the cusp. So with that, you choose 1. You grow closer, gain 1 bond with them. You soothe your hearth, clear 1 condition. They taught you something important, mark XP, or they gave you hope and you clear 1 mark of ruin. So you get 1 of these bad boys, unless there's something else on top of your move.
I was listening. Let me go back to reveal your heart.
So it's in the sheet there. So
I think it would be prudent to soothe the heart.
Fantastic. So
I get to clear the only condition that I have going on.
Mm-hmm. and then you get to choose from your move set there. So you get to choose one more thing.
Tee-hee, let's
Yes,
go.
yes,
I'm winning the game.
You're doing it. You're winning.
Ask them to reveal a vulnerability. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I could do two different ones.
Just choose. Yeah, you choose one of them.
Oh, well, I can
on
get a
the-
bond in clear condition. So, oh, well, I'm gonna get a bond from the question, and then I'm gonna clear condition from gaze into the heart's abyss.
Okay.
Because I don't want to feed on my brother. Ask them to reveal a vulnerability to you that they will share with no one else. If they do, clear one condition. So it's conditional.
Okay. So they're revealing something in this instance.
Yes. That they will have revealed to no one else.
You see that you show yourself, and you see, kind of comes around. I spent the better part of our childhood after the accident alone, and it was really, really rough. Those first years. I'm talking about the kind of rough you don't come back from. But I didn't want to end on that note. I didn't want sadness and despair to be the thing that everyone remembered me by, and I was the only thing that held the memory of you and Beatrice. So, I never really left home. I never really felt comfortable. I don't connect with people. I have you back. I'm not. You're. Yes, it's really weird, and I'm scared. But I'm not going to just sit back while you endanger your life for. I'm not sitting down. I'm coming with. I mean, if you want me in the car, I guess I'll stay in the car. But I am not staying while you go risk your life and possibly die again over what looked like to be a very large bug.
It's a lot of bugs. Like a brute's worth. I don't think that's a measurement, but okay, yeah.
So I got the keys to my car. So I'm gonna go downstairs and go. And you can't stop me, as he says as a question rather than a full statement.
I think Vic is like holding his hand and is like, I won't stop you. Just please prioritize your safety, and we'll prioritize, I guess, saving the town. It's kind of jointed with the thing that we have to do.
Yeah, no problem. And if we're going to the facility, I know a shortcut. So come on.
Yeah. I think Vic kind of like pauses a moment and is like, thank you. And sounds like you already know what it's like to feel like a monster. So welcome to the family again.
It's good to be back, sis. And you see he kind of goes down the stairs as you guys head to the facility. We're going to take a quick break, everyone, as we need a little bit of refresher. So use el baño, get yourself a little parchment of a drink, and we will be right back. See you soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second half of the Mythic Initiative. With that, let us not waste any time, as we are currently maybe at about mid-afternoon, about 3 o'clock. You guys are kind of driving through. As you're going towards this abandoned facility, kind of the trucks passing by or coming back to you are what seems to be, when a festival is being makeshift into, a town, there's a whole line of trucks with the amusements and the trucks and the food. They're all going in the opposite direction of you. As you guys begin to sort of have to pull off a little bit into rough roading it on the forest track. You're not on any kind of road at the moment. Until you guys kind of following suit, Marcus, he stops, turns off the engine, kind of gives a nod to all of you guys and sort of points towards the right. And what you guys see, and Vicious, you always saw this before, because again, in the 70s, there's not a lot of things for kids to do. So, a lot of tracking, let's play in the woods. You've seen this facility for quite a while. But you always thought, just like everybody in town, that it was more of a water treatment center. Like in terms of it was giving water to the town, recycling it, especially with had all those like large vats in which water goes in, gets cleaned, and goes into town. You always thought that's what this was. Apparently, it was always the curators from the get, and this was here before you were even here. So it questions upon questions, but that's not really of importance right now. You see Marcus kind of, all right, so if you guys want to follow me, we can go in through this way. There are MPs, but they're on the outskirts, so we should be fine. They don't usually track through here, so we should be good enough to just go in, and there's nobody inside from my knowledge, so we should be good.
Don't worry, we've spent a lot of time taking down curator facilities in the last year.
You see Clayton kind of go, can I have my sniper back so I can
Nope.
give you guys some cover?
Come on.
I missed my gun!
He needs it.
Cover
Eden,
requires me
sucks
to have something to cover you with.
Eden turns around and shoves the rifle back into his hands.
Thank you. You see him kind of point, I'm going to take that ridge over there. He kind of pulls out walkie-talkies. You see Marco goes, did you steal that? And he kind of goes, yes, I did. I'm on channel 2, so just do that there. With that, kind of goes, I'm going to be over on that ridge. Let me know if you need anything from me. And proceeds to walk off into sort of the ridge. As you see, he begins to sort of set himself up. Very camouflagey. You can see that this isn't his first rodeo. This isn't his first time doing this. As you see, he is burrowing down himself. With that, how are the rest of you going about?
Well, I guess Vic is just kind of walking in, like not haphazardly, in the way of like, well, no one's supposed to be here. So fuck it, no, I'm just gonna walk. I'm gonna walk in. Is it like boarded up? Like, does it look abandoned?
It was just abandoned. Yeah, it looks abandoned. So, in terms of what looks like almost like 4 separate buildings into one, so it's very almost like a cross, maybe like an X. Very white. Window glasses are varying in terms of it's fine, it's broken, it's fogged. Various degrees there. Again, nobody inside, but there seems to be, you can see just on the far edge, like the entrance and exit, there are MPs or military police. They're the ones that kind of, if a facility is abandoned, they make sure no kids get in, nobody starts messing around, because one, that's on the government, because it's like, the kids died, why didn't you do anything? So it's very much, they're just skeleton cruel. So, fantastic. With that, you see Marcus kind of go, if you guys want to follow me, be quiet. The last thing we want to do is hurt innocent people, and from what I've seen from Vic, the last thing I want to do is to hurt some honest men.
I don't like how many people are clocking me today. I think Vic is just following Marcus.
So with that, Vic, you're going. Anybody else following suit?
I think Misfit actually you said that there was like people posted outside, right? Like a skeleton crew to watch
Yeah.
over everything. I think Misfit actually like looks at everybody that's outside and looks at the group kind of looking to go in and says, maybe we should split up. Some of us go inside, some of us stay outside. Just in case.
You see, rather go. That's not bad plan. Not really bad plan. Maybe we split up. It'd be greater surface area. Plus, if in case any of you guys get trapped, we can go in and save you guys.
If the brood is a hive mind, like we keep being told, if one of us finds them, we've all found them. So.
Yeah, and if one of us gets seen, then we all get seen. So that makes not a bad idea. Sure. Yeah, good note, Radu.
Thank you. So
I'm
I guess
going
I'll stay with-
inside.
Okay, you go inside with Vic. I'll stay with Misfoot. What about you, Heaven?
Stay out here.
All right, good old 50-50. You see, Market goes, all right. If you guys want to, whoever's staying outside, you can probably go with Clayton. He knows how to best hide, I guess. So, all right. See you guys on the other side. As you see, he begins to walk down. Following suit. With
You're
that,
muted.
you were muted. Are you saying something, CJ, or were you just... No, okay. So with that, you guys go inside. For my individuals outside, what are we doing? You see, Clayton at the moment is very much set up in a very sniper's nest. He's calm, cool, collective. He is making sure everything... You can tell just by him looking, he has a very steady hand. He knows... His almost like his breath is non-existent. Almost supernatural in nature, which is very weird, but he's able to hold it and make sure whatever he shoots at is getting shot.
I assume the rest of us are like also hidden with Clayton. Like we've
You guys
gone
are
to
just
him.
kind of crouched down.
Yeah. And I assume like Clayton has shown us like the proper way to hide in this area so we're not seen and we're not heard. And I think because it's like a while, right? Like we're on watch functionally, and being on watch is always a little bit boring if nothing happens. So I think Misfit, who is like next to Clayton on one side of him, just kind of turns over, looks at him. You said you worked for the curators. When did you quit?
Does it really matter?
Humor me.
Maybe like 7 years ago. I did some contract work sometimes. I didn't like taking it, but when you are a single father and need a job, you will take anything. As you see, he's just watching suit.
7 years ago. Why'd you quit?
Told you, I woke up with my head banging hurt. A little girl who was scared of everything that moved. And a bunch of people that when they would see this little girl turn into a bear would kill them.
Seems like you didn't exactly stop doing the work, though, after you quit. Why you went
I
rogue?
couldn't get a job as a librarian now, could I?
So how did you decide who to kill? What to kill?
You see, he looks over to Radu. Radu, how does someone in my line of work decide who I kill and do not kill? And you see, he's very just like he's knows this before. A sellsword always sells his sword for those who pay the most. And there's your answer.
No, it's strange to me that you would go around killing monsters when your own daughter was one.
That is coming mine hide it from someone like you.
I'm not a sellsword. I
Hey,
don't.
but your daddy ain't exactly the nicest person.
No, he's not. But I'm not my father. Nor do I approve of or nor speak for his actions.
Agree to disagree.
What does that mean?
It just means we should stop talking or they're gonna find us. So if you would be kind, not to be rude, but can you please shut up?
No, are you suggesting that the and like Misfit is I think a little bit too loud at this point, right? Like the mentioning his dad is just not great around Misfit, I think. They're just not really in a place to be able to hear that and keep their cool. And so I think when Clayton says that, Misfit just I think like raises their voice kind of without meaning to and says, are you suggesting that the child is responsible for the sins of their father? Don't shush me."
You see Rather go, hey, look, I understand that you're going through a lot of daddy issues right now, but this is not the time. You see Rather go, what is it that you want? You clearly want something, so just get to the question and I'll answer it the best I can.
I'm just curious. You seem to know my family, so you must know my brother, or knew my brother.
You got a lot. Be a little bit more specific.
Did you know Tyr when he was
No,
alive?
of course not. I didn't know no deer. I don't know nothing about that.
No, not enough to put a bullet through his head.
Look, I know you had a very difficult childhood, and just because you found a guy who knows how to snap things, you think I'm the one that killed your brother?
Seems a little convenient, don't you?
You got a lot of wild theories in your head, kid. I know you've been through a lot, but you really need to take a chill pill.
Can I? Can I power through darkness
Please do.
in order to so my thing is emotional amplification. And thus far, the emotions that thus far Misfit has not been able to really control their own emotions, and that nuclear energy hasn't been directed outward very much. But I think in this moment, if I may, I would like to release a little bit of it in Clayton's direction to amplify his own heartbeat to stimulate the nerves of his nervous system and to start his sympathetic nervous system going a little bit. Activate a little bit of fight or flight.
Please roll for me. Yes?
Please, dice, don't fail me now.
Is there a way to like possibly tag team this with a move of my own?
Oh my god, yes! Come, help, let's do it!
Horrible people, what is it?
I want to use Honeyed Tongue and Clouded Minds, which gives me like additional options for Unleash the Dark.
Okay, if anything, let me see what Misfit gets first. If they succeed, then it's not really necessary, but if not, you can come in your backup. So
It's very likely I will not succeed, so let's see. Alright. Yeah, I got a 7.
Got a 7. Okay, fantastic. With that, if you want to come in, you can come in here.
That's what she said.
Roll before I regret this decision.
Okay. I do want to add a darkness token on top.
Fantastic.
And let me just Big money, no whammies. That's a 6, but I can still
Yeah, on a
use
miss.
the option. I want to do.
What were you doing specifically? Heaven, what move were
I
you using?
think I was using Honey Tongue and Clouded Minds.
Oh, what, like Unleash
And
the Dark, or is that its own separate thing?
when you unleash the dark through lies, you can also choose one from below, even on a miss.
Okay, so yeah, so you can choose yours before I get into the negative stuff here. So what are you choosing?
I learned a valuable secret.
That's good enough. I think with you, Misfoot, you specifically, the Kiffa offers you something connected to what the darkness demands of you. Whether or not you take it, prepare for the worst. And I think as you're going through this heaven, it's almost like an echo. As you see whatever supernatural entity he is, you believe you think you have it down. You believe this man is a wraith, a grave walker. This is someone who has died and a spirit came back and brought them back. So they're kind of connected forever till the end of days. Don't mean he can die and will die because of old age and whatnot, but for the most part, he's connected to the other side. But in that moment, you see the echo of his ghost show up, and you can see almost like sand. I'm trying to think of like the etch sketchings, kind of like how something maybe left an image on it. You can see the image of a window looking down on a very rainy day. City Hall is on fire, and you can see him in the most relaxed position possible as a broken tear weeps towards their brother as he shoots. In that instance, you see all of this, Misfoot. You can kill this man right now and end his life forever, as you are riling with energy of a nuclear kind. But doing so means that whatever is inside that building, whatever creatures are inhabiting the area, will know you're here. So, is it gonna be vengeance? Or are you gonna stay your hand for those who are deep inside this building?
This is not a different PBTA game. I forget which one has this
You
move.
wanted an answer, you got one.
But I'm gonna roll to keep my cool and see what happens. I got snake eyes. So the dice have spoken. Misfit immediately, wordlessly, soundlessly, it's terrifying, jumps on top of this man. I think pins him using the sniper rifle that is in his hand, like takes it to like pin him down, holding it against his chest so that he can't get up. Says, now why would you go and lie to me?
You need to stop. They're gonna find us. You see Radu is like, whatever this guy did, you really need to stop. You're gonna get us all in danger. Just for a moment, think.
This man's life was in danger the day he pulled that trigger. And now, I'm going to show you exactly what that feels like. And Misfoot is going to wrench the sniper out of this man's hand and, like, point blank, not even moving back, not even doing the courtesy of putting distance between them, is going to fire it right into this man's chest. Point blank.
As that is about to happen, we cut back just moments before as the rest of our party was entering into this facility. As you are all going in, it is weird, it is creepy, this feeling. Even though it is maybe daytime, the sun is kind of setting, you can see that this place is abandoned. There's paperwork all over the place. You see there is growth, sort of when a place is abandoned, that sort of vegetation overgrowth. But one of the things that concerns you is the dry blood stains that litter certain places that even as age and time has passed, you can tell from the splatters. As you see what looks like to be on the floor, what would have been a very glossy, office, walking to a political place, kind of glassy floor with the symbol on it of the curator agency. As you see Marcus kind of go towards a map. All right, well, there's a couple places we can go. This place must have been some sort of lab or something. They got labs downstairs. There's a boiler room downstairs as well, so I doubt anything's down there. We can check
Vic,
that
what do you
out.
feel?
Well, I would like to. I don't even know. What is it? Let me look.
Grass key.
Yeah, actually, that does make the most sense.
I'm gonna break the door. I want to break the map.
I'll break the map. Fuck this. Vic's gonna smell, taste, sense like a snake. I don't. Oh God, I lost which dice that was. Okay, I don't. We're gonna try that again. We're gonna move all the other dice off. I truly, please. Yeah. Okay. God spoke. I got a 5.
You got a 5. All right. Okay. You find more than you were ready for. You may choose to mark ruin to uncover a key, but in doing so, the keeper will reveal how you come closer to becoming a harbinger.
Hell yeah.
Fantastic. With that, you are trying to get a sense of there's a lot of places to go, and you don't know, but as you get your 6th key here, your 6th, you get that voice in your head. It is similar to the one you heard a year before, but it is different, more powerful in nature as it just bellows and echoes in the hallways. Come this way. As you see a feeling to the labs.
And I think there's a moment where Vic looks to her 2 compatriots to did you hear that? But not enough to actually get an answer. It's more of a hurried, worried. And all anyone hears out of Vic's mouth is vicious. And then she almost sprints towards the lab.
With that, you see Marcus kind of, hey, whoa, 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 and kind of, you're just not listening. He looks over to you, Eden. Is this normal for you guys?
Eden's already running after Vic, and they just turn and go, keep up. Kind of a, yes, it's normal. Hurry up. We have to go after her. Right,
With that, you see you enter in, and as you open the doors, Vicious, it is a lock key system, but what are locks to a god as you just break it with leaving your imprint on it as you see Eden following suit. As they're opening it, there is heat coming off of their hands, almost like of their old self. Following suit, you find yourself in what looks like to be viewing areas of various rooms for experimentation. All of them are decrepit and old and overgrown with vegetation, but there is one at the end of the hallway that flickers with a light. The only light source in this entire place. As you see shattered glass just from a far distance. Do you continue suit to this?
I think the old Vic would have just run. I think this Vic stops almost like holding a dog back from trying to jump from its leash. Vic, there's a tenuous strain in Vic. Eden, I heard vicious. I heard it's been a year.
why are you fighting it, Vic?
What do you mean?
You didn't fight it with me. You let it out.
You're right. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you Because I'm different than them. I ate this thing before, and I don't know what I'm going to need to do this time.
I know.
And then I think Vic looks to Marcus and says, you got to stay back. Not like out of here. I mean, you have to, like I said, prioritize yourself. Whatever's about to happen is probably going to be really bad. Don't die. Love you.
Okay.
Your life might change today. And I think Vic turns on a heel and just like sprints forward towards that light like a moth to a flame.
Eden, do you follow suit or do you stay behind?
Eden follows suit. I think like as they start like stalking down the hallway, and every piece of shattered glass that they walk back turns to sand and starts to gather behind them like a cape rising up to meet their hands.
With that, as you follow suit, you see a room behind this broken glass. It was a viewing mirror. And what you see is a room smallish in nature. It is isolated. It was once, you can tell, maybe a white and sterile room that was something to be cleaned, maintained, but now it is dirty, overgrown with flora, dried blood, and fresh flesh, as it is almost web-like in nature, almost like a skin, the way the muscles form along the various parts of the wall. You could see something happened here, as there are various skeletons with various body parts in terms of the skeleton part that was ripped, scattered across the room. Some almost pierced into the glass itself, some skulls with almost a sharp point cracked in the skull before it was ejected out. But Vic, you see a drawing on the wall that is familiar to you. It is of a little girl holding hands with two other siblings, as it is etched into it like chalk, but dried. And in your mind, you feel loneliness, but there is something else. You feel anger as it leaves a vile taste in your mouth. As you're taking in this, you all begin to hear a voice that is similar. Someone is recording something as it echoes through the hall. This is Dr. Martinez, reporting in for our latest results. As you hear, it is echoing.
The fuck?
Somebody in here, and it is Eden, the very familiar voice of Dr. Martinez.
Everything changes in Eden so fast, where there was this kind of like backwards momentum of like following Vic, pushing Vic's monstrosity, right? That almost old habit they had of egging Vic on, right? Pushing and pushing and pushing the way that the two of them do. And then it goes completely cold. Or like every hair on their body like stands on end. And like the breath comes into their lungs in a different way. And all of the sand like falls to the ground completely still as they are listening to this voice. So slowly looking around the room, trying to pinpoint exactly where it is, where it's coming from.
Simply down the hall towards the right, you see there is a light coming from it. He must be in there.
Eden.
He doesn't know that you're there.
Eden.
Eden takes one step forward without
Eden,
turning
wait.
to look at Vic.
Eden, I'm not going to stop you, but I need you to listen.
Eden's foot raises like they're going to take another step. And as you say that, it pauses right before hitting the ground.
I'm not going to stop you. I know what he is to you. But I want to know why he's here. So let me rough him up before you split him open.
Very quickly.
And Vic understanding the gravity of this situation, probably sprints in there to a moment that like doesn't even care if Dr. Martinez is like can hear Vic, because Vic's like, I need to get this man.
With that, you see all of it. Marky's like, is everything okay? And you can see he got just daggers. He's like, okay, we're shutting up. As you go towards the door, Vicious, it is louder. You can hear him in his crystal clear voice and candid. How do you approach into the room? Do you just jump in, you kick the door down, or do you sneak your way in?
I think there's a mixture of, I think Vic wants to look before jumping, but not in a way of like, oh, I'm not going to jump. It's, can I at least see if I'm going to hit a rock when I go down sort of jump?
As you begin to look, there's a thing in the back of your mind that thinks, this guy got eviscerated. How is he alive? It makes sense when you walk into the room. He is dead. What's playing is a recording, a VCR of whatever experiment it is, as the light that comes from the room is not of a light on or a lamp, but the blue luminescence of a VCR tape. You see it is in the room that is almost like an admin-like room. You see the bookshelves of libraries, glass that is overlooking just the facility as a whole. And going in, you can see there's a recording at the moment of Dr. Martinez. He is looking into a camera, looks slightly younger. He has his wings on, which means that this was this is before he lost it, and before in between that and after Misfit came into the world. And you can see he is talking right now. Okay, Dr. Martinez reporting here. I am the head physician and researcher for the experiments that are going on here. As you know, we already have our 4 candidates for the Mythic initiative, but we have possibly maybe a 5th, if you will, maybe a 6th if we get lucky. But to be honest, time will tell. The subject in question that we have holding is one Beatrice. At the moment, we managed to pull them out of the fires. Fire seems to have not done any damage to them. We have officially filed their death certificate, so the world would not be looking for them, and I doubt Vicious will really care, to be honest. But with that, at the moment, we're going to switch over. You see, kind of switches over. You see Beatrice, still the small girl. Her eye is still kind of like the bloodshot, a little scared at the moment as they're holding a teddy bear. And he kind of goes, well, hi, Beatrice. My name is Dr. Martinez. I'm going to be your doctor here while you get better. You see she's kind of scared. I kind of go, can I go home? I promise you will go home as soon as we finish our test, okay? Oh, okay. Sure. Okay, so I have card here. I'm looking at it, so I want you to see if you can figure out what I'm holding. You see she looks up at a moment. Is it a duck? See, it's not. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You see he kind of goes back. It kind of fast forwards a bit. You see the tape itself seems to be almost clipped together, and somebody stitched this together. This isn't necessarily the whole thing in one go. And you kind of sees like the time on the top right several months later. Dr. Martinez again. We are still doing tests. The subject is getting questionable, but that is normal for this age range. I feel that if we continue on with the parental structures we have in place, we should be fine. The child itself is beginning to manifest some psychic abilities as it begins to cut over. You see they do the same test with the card, and she's beginning to get it right. But the initiative wants results, and I must give results. The other children have already begun their training, and Beatrice is solely behind. So we are going to get slightly rough. You see it is cuts over. Whatever they have done has already been done. It looks like it was just more like balls in terms of catch it. They would throw it, but she doesn't seem to be in a condition to catch. Axe to stop, tape cuts again. It seems to be a couple years. Dr. Martinez here again. Beatrice is getting strange. They are beginning to exhibit mumbling. We first thought that may be something of them trying to psychologically deal with the, we don't allow many people in, but I believe it to be something more. We're going to put just a recording for the night to see what we pick up. You see it begins to play. It is her, a little bit more of a teenage voice. So what is the brood? That is interesting. So it's like a family? You hear almost like... Interesting. You see it continues to cut, and I'll fast forward this for you.
No, I was going to say, I think there's a moment, even if it was fast forwarding, I think there's a moment where Vic, most productive way, chops the TV in half. In like, I think her fingers are molten hot again. Vic doesn't even notice. Vic is so upset that and it's probably the same time whenever Misfit is doing this shit, just can't watch this anymore. Here's Brood and sees like Vic's like, I have what I need.
And I think as you cut it, there is a bigger projector behind you that plays one last thing. As you see, it's kind of going through the broken glass and everything, and you can hear, Dr. Martinez. You see, it is several years later, maybe a decade. The subject is got out of control. They have created their own creatures from flesh. Multiple patients here. She's on the left. Terminating project. Do not let anybody come near this building. Firebomb it if you got to. And you hear, Doctor. No. As you see, it rips his wings off before kicking him off. And you see the camera still rolling as it cracks. You see it begins to continue playing as you see Beatrice, almost half human, half this sort of reptilian-like flesh. As you see, they lift the camera up, not with their hand, but almost in a sense of directing what looks like to be a flesh tentacle from their back as it begins to. For so long, I have been beholden to weak men of lesser beings, but the brood can adapt and become something beautiful. I make this promise that I will become something that I never had, for all to bear witness and to be loved. I am no longer Beatrice, but a mother to all of the brood, and their time is now. As you see the camera vicious.
Yeah.
We've hit that point in the episode where we need to figure out what exactly is Doom's door. You have 6 keys, and the difficulty of this mystery in particular is 6. So this will be a straight roll. So
what's good? What's good in this?
In terms of how this works, an 8 to 10 is what you want as you track down Doom's door and know exactly where it is and how to unlock it. And I will present an opportunity for you to prevent the apocalypse. An 11 plus, you reach the door moments after the Harbinger has unlocked it. Or on a -7, the door remains hidden, and whatever happens, the door is unlocked and it kind of gets going. You don't know where it is or how to stop it. So this is a very important roll, and it's all on you. So if you do with a kindness, of rolling it, and I wish you the best of luck.
Now, before I tell you this result, I think there's a moment where Vic is crying, angry, but very understanding. And she doesn't turn around to Marcus. She doesn't turn around to Eden. I am so sorry. You didn't deserve that. And I got an 8.
You think to yourself, you didn't deserve this, and you know, they're angry. They want revenge, but they want what's best for their children. Just like your parent wanted the best for you. You know where they are. They're home. And they're waiting. Your foster home. Where you grew up with your siblings in arms. They're not here. But you kind of look over the broken glass and you see this place is a birthing pool. As you see creatures in the sacks just waiting for their queen's command. At the moment you're fine, but soon you hear whoosh.
A gunshot. And I think Vic walks up to one of the like pools, presuming that Beatrice can hear Vic. Our dad wasn't the only parent that continued to fuck me over. And I'm not going to let you be what these fools wanted us to be. And I think they're,
as you say that, for expediency's sake, there is a hole that opens that is a straight shot to your house. So you can walk with the rest of the party in here to get to the door quickly, as it is inviting almost.
Yeah.
As if they want you to come. With that, what are you doing? Are you relaying this to everyone else here?
I think Vic just looks to the 2 people that aren't doing more trauma outside, being Eden and Marcus, and just says, "Come on, we got a sibling to save."
Fantastic.
There is something very deeply fierce in Eden's face. And I think you almost flash back to the moment when you were watching Eden's memory play out in that theater. The moment right before they choose to save Heaven. Right? It's the same determination that like sits in their face with a kind of jagged viciousness, like it has been pulled out of Heaven itself and made into stone on their features. And Eden nods and follows you through.
With that, we cut real quick right back to you, Misfoot. As you shoot, you see, I'm gonna roll real quick to see if my boy does this. Nope. You see that you see Radu trying to come at a super fast pace, trying to put his hand at the muzzle, but he's too slow enough. As you see, kind of, you shoot into Clayton, and as that does happen, you see that on the radio, Marcus kind of goes, "Guys, hey, heard a noise. Don't know what that's about. We found a way in, so I would highly suggest you follow suit."
Real quick, can I get darkness tokens for overreacting with violence?
You're getting a 4 for this. I'm sorry. This is straight up. So, are you torn right now?
When am I torn?
Add your tokens and then does it should
I have
be
4.
You have 4, so you're good then, I think. So
Did you
Okay.
did you give him 4?
Yeah, I had 0. I had
okay.
0
So that's why
darkness
I was
tokens. So
asking. I
whatever
thought
you
you
gave
had-
me was what I had.
So as you do, bleeding out at the moment, you see Radu go, "You stupid," and kind of evenly begins to try to help him out, you do notice they're going inside. So while you are feeling this, you do know, yes, you as well, Heaven, but yes, Heaven, what are you doing in this?
No, Heaven, go first.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, is Clayton still alive? I point blank shot him in the chest.
You did, but he's a little bit harder. He's still bleeding out. He's dying, but he's not dead.
Okay.
Do it again.
That's what I was debating. I was debating, do I
can't
take the
double
cruel
tap.
I was gonna like, do I take the cruel route or the quick route is the thing.
I'll give you a choice here. You can still double without rolling anything. You can double tap him because you can
Okay.
just.
In that
but
case,
the-
I think
Well, okay, so you double tap him, but the thing is, if you do, you are, in terms of these guys, will have to go through this first. So
That's
it'll be a
fine.
delay. So okay.
that's fine. I think Misfit does pull the trigger once more, firing right into this man's chest. And I think the blood like sprays onto Misfit, who is like very close to this man, and to his body, and like sprays on him. Misfit kind of gets up, pulls himself up, like wipes his face with some of the like blood and viscera off of it, and then takes this sniper and just like swings it around onto their shoulder, keeping it, and then turns to Heaven.
Which is perfect. I think as Misfit turns, Heaven's hand is already out to catch Misfit by the face and just use their thumb to stroke their cheek. You owe me. And I would like to use a move.
Okay.
I would like to use the lies that serve me. You learn through pain that secrets are a key aspect to survival. You may attempt to tap into your latent divinity to cloak reality with your lies for a time.
So that happened. So this what is happening again there in terms of anything specific game wise?
When you have a secret or truth you wish to conceal, describe the lie or distraction that will replace it. I am going to alter reality. So it was the military police that shot Clayton and not Misfit.
So then I think Radu would assume if it's changing reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. As you see it change before you, you see Radu looks horrified, almost saying something to you that would.
I do need to roll though.
Oh, you do need to roll. Roll.
Yeah.
This game half of the
Don't
time
you
is
dare
like,
fail.
hey,
Don't you dare fail here.
Don't fail. Don't fail.
I'm gonna use 2 tokens for this.
All right.
Oh boy. That's a 10.
No. Oh wait, no, that's good.
Oh, good. 10's
I
good.
also
10's good.
was like, wait, is that an
10's
overkill?
good.
No, that's
10's
good. That's
good.
good.
So on a 10, it just succeeds, or is there any specific?
You encase the lie in what remains of your divinity, choose one. I think the lie will hold up against any type of scrutiny.
Fantastic. So with that, almost like you, very WandaVision X, you see the cracks begin to pour out of this gold-like mist as it begins to change reality. Though Misfit, you know the secret, I would say, in this instant, because it's changing it, but for your benefit. So they decide. You see Radu's face of horror almost shift into worry as his mood changes. Of, okay, we have to get out of here. They clearly must be on the enemy side. Let's go. As you see, he begins to rush down.
Misfit, I think, takes his free hand and pulls it over Heaven's hand that's holding onto their face, and then kind of like squeezes it very like affectionately and gratefully. Thank you.
And they don't say anything in turn. Let their hands slip away.
And we
Fantastic.
follow.
You all follow suit as you guys, for the sake, again, for expediency, all match up. You can tell something clearly happened, but again, time is of the essence. And as you all grow through this almost flesh-like tunnel, you come out the other side to what looks like to be a massive dome caved in, like it was dug out. You can see that the dirt is flesh, and with that there are 1,000 of these creature-like sacks that are everywhere, with the only source of light coming from the cracks underground that are that red that you were in despair in your nightmares, Vicious. But that is not what scares you as you see sunken in the ground a broken house. Your house. It is almost like a twisted, violent nature as it is crooked, it is caved in, and you can see there is blood all over the sides of it, mixing in with that perfect American white that it was before. That cul-de-sac house. It is now a twisted nature. With that, you begin to go inside the house as you feel that this is inviting in a sense, or do you stay out?
No, Vic goes in. Like Vic is basically treating this as if it is Beatrice. Like every little thing, every weird thing, every house. I think Vic is like talking while this is happening, just kind of like, we're more partial to burning our trauma houses, but this works too.
Walking inside, you see your old sort of living room. The furniture itself is broken, and again, the house is a twisted version of your old life as there is something floating in the dining room. As you see, Casey is attached to what looks like to be a pillar on the side. But you see that crystal that you were given in the will of Naomi is here, floating, and rather it being cracked, it is whole, levitating itself like a glowing piece of amber. But before you get a chance to respond, you hear something coming down the steps, all of you. It is heavy. As it begins to echo. And as you see, almost like regalcy and blood combined, you see this individual whose translucent skin is similar to that of an organism developing itself, its veins running through, pumping blood and other intricacies needed to survive itself, its cape of that of flesh as well. As the same red and green color eyes of your sister Beatrice stares at you, as they are taller in nature, maybe about a foot more. Their claws are not that of divine beauty, but rather effective carving, as they are almost like knives in their hands. Dear sister, welcome home.
Hey B, you look good.
As you
Talk.
as well, chickadee.
So, what now?
It is simple. You join my brood. We can be a family.
B, you know I can't do that.
Why not? It is simple. It has been done before, as you see coming from the ramparts. Jessica swoops in from the side, in a very hands crossed, jokingly behavior, smiling with their teeth and their sort of starlight skin. You see coming from the side, Demise in their almost antibody white like skin coming from the side. They joined me. They understood the beauty of the brood and the family it provides. It is simple, sister.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Because I was alone. I was left to be poked, prodded, catalogued like some piece of trash. Something to be examined and thrown away. And in that cell, as I wept calling for you, you were nowhere to be found. So I made a family to protect me, 'cause mine, she looks at both you and Marcus, clearly failed me.
B, they took me. gotta know that. They took me just like they took you.
And yet you didn't look. Marcus at least had the decency to make a burial for the both of us. You didn't even come back.
I was ashamed. Okay.
Ashamed. Tell that. You see, they have to hold themselves in composure. It is no matter. I can forgive those sins, like that of a church. For this is my church, this is my flock, my family. You can be it. You see, they grasp your hand in almost not threatening, but in confideness. Please, just joined. It is simple, it is painless. I can turn the rest of your family as well, if that is the issue. It is simple, I can do it.
B, you know that's not a family. You know it. You know it as well as I do, B. I miss you so desperately. I miss you. I see you when you close my eyes, for fuck's sake. I changed my hair to Marcus's favorite color. I never forgot you. I wore all the same shirts that you did. You too. The tapestry that I wear to keep myself safe, even when I thought you were gone, even when I thought I'd never see you again.
Then
But look
why
at you.
is it so hard for you to just say yes? It is a simple 3-letter word. Just say it and we can be sisters again.
Do you really want to be the monster that they made you? Or do you want to be your own monster?
Open your heart for me, as this is a
Oh,
very important
yeah.
role here.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Oh,
mess this
God.
up, not in the sense of you may
I
have a chance to pierce through, but if you can't, your sister
God.
is forever and truly lost.
Open your heart. What the fuck?
Reveal your heart. My bad.
Oh, okay. Reveal your
That's
heart.
all right.
I was like, what is I
I
don't
was
think I've
mixing
ever
my
rolled
systems.
this.
Oh.
I think I have a move too. I think I used it earlier. Is it Gaze into the Abyss? Yes.
Yeah.
That's the one I used earlier.
All right, I'll let you have this. I'll let you have this.
But I still have to roll.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna use Darkness Tokens. I think I only have one. So
All right, so add one.
and everyone's here, so I got an 8.
Got an 8.
So when you reveal your heart to someone and you show how the hunger ravages and breaks you, I get to choose one. And and even on the miss, and there's only one that I need. Oh, that's so interesting. Whisper how you wish to feed on them and leave nothing behind. Gain 1 bond with them. B, you don't have to be this. You don't have to hold on to the broken pieces of yourself that were shattered by those fucking mythics. You can join me. You can be my family again. We don't have to be a brood. We can just be together.
You hear in the back of your mind, no, this is the enemy and you kill your enemy. Do not parley with it, vicious. This is what you were made for.
Ate you. And I'm sorry. But fuck what I was made to do. And very gently, very simply, Vix miasma spreads into this room, spreads all over. Demise spreads over Jessica very softly, like being like a cradle. And it spreads over B, and it just feeds. It feeds on everything in here, snapping those tendrils, the psionic link that the brood has. It almost is pretty and leaves nothing behind. I think Vic feels full for once.
And I think as you begin to consume, you see both Demise and Jessica begin to almost like in a sense of reacting very venom-like in nature when sound goes off. As you start to see it begins to retract, you see Noma kind of coming through as you see they kind of return back to normal, and you slowly begin to see Demise shift into what you know as Elijah Sanchez, the Fey princess, in which the sister you killed, as you see they kind of come out of it. You see all the flesh-like natures begin to retract back into the earth. The cracks begin to... As you see Casey begin to... as you see they begin to breathe out. It is all right as you see your sister begin to retract back into almost a human-like form. As they begin to drop on the ground, you find something to quickly cover them because it has been their natural armor. But as you do, you begin to hear Elijah kind of coming out of it. Mom, I think you need to come.
Oh shit, you're. Oh, Vic was under the assumption that like Demise was separate from the brood, and therefore, like once I ate the brood, like Demise would come out looking like Venom, but Vic is just looking at Elijah like, oh, you're normal again.
You see something open up. What looks like to be a teleporter, not from your side, as
Yeah.
it is more purple in nature, as you see what looks like to be a metallic-like body. It is sharp with jagged edges, with neon purple showing all the sides, as you see what looks like to be Mom in their true form. Yes, Eden?
Not to be like, can I shoot her with my gun? But can I...
Please do!
Counterspell.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I like try to get her to get the fuck out of here?
You can try to attack this one.
Okay.
This
Push her
one- I
back,
don't like the way you
and then
said
close
that.
the portal. Don't mind me.
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
Oh my God.
Oh, help me! Oh, help me!
Vic does want some parting words with. I already forgot who. Like, oh, Elijah. With Elijah, but like not a long thing, just like.
Well, that's totally fine because I rolled a 5, so I'm not doing anything.
Fantastic. What are you saying, CJ? I mean, I'm vicious.
This is like a portal, right?
Yeah, this is almost like a very much boom tube dark side.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. I fully
Yeah.
understand. I think as Elijah is walking away, Vic just looks at them and says, hey, when you come at me with everything.
You see they're kind of holding themselves. As you try to shoot Eden, since you're only sheer dark, yes, you greatly underestimate them. As you see that you see almost they raise their hand and the bullets begin to stop. As you see they toss it off to the side. That wasn't very nice of you, Eden. I see you've won the day, so I'm not really in the mood to fight. As you see they begin to walk over towards Casey, and you see their claw is ready, but as they go in, you're like, should I go intervene in terms of going for Casey? They go for the crystal instead.
Oh,
that sort of
God damn
amber-like
it.
thing. I shall be taking my prize.
Your prize? What? You did nothing. You literally didn't do anything.
I know, it is a sad thing, but I can still adapt. As you see, they are beginning to walk off into the portal with the crystal. You got one last chance if anybody wants to do anything, or you just gonna let them walk off.
I don't
I mean-
know. Yeah, no. Someone. I'm intervening.
I've been
She
so
can't
beautiful,
just take
hot, and
that.
sexy tonight. I just
didn't
want to
do
use
anything.
one more move. Just one more move. Just
Please.
one more.
Please, one more
Call me
move. Just one more move.
master.
So what is that?
No one can resist the call of your dark heart, not for long anyway. You declare how you mesmerize onlooking NPCs with your faded power, spend darkness tokens, and roll.
I'm gonna you can roll this. I'm gonna flavor this a little bit because they are robotic in nature. So it's like, so I'll see what you roll here and determine how this
Um,
turns out.
I mean, I guess I'll just put 2 tokens again because I don't want to
Okay.
overshoot. Not to say that I won't, but
And what are you rolling for again? What move?
it just says to spend darkness tokens and roll.
Oh, okay, got it.
Which is great because it's another 10.
What happens on a 10? What happens on a 10?
On an 8 to 10, you have claimed new worshippers. Choose 2. I think I'll pick, of course, they will fulfill a single command exactly as you wish, which is going to be drop the crystal. And I guess for my second one, they will grant you new powers temporarily, describe them. And I think since mom is a robot, let's get some like technomancy or like some technological empathy or whatever. Just
I
read
think-
machines for a second.
Yeah, I think what happens isn't mom that's mesmerized because they don't really feel
Mhm.
anything, but you see Elijah kind of gets hit with it, and with that, you see they grab the crystal, throw it towards you, and as you do, you see that they have still such strength, they're still fey, that the arm of the bot comes off, and as it does, I think it hits you temporarily. You begin to feel something almost in terms of temporal in nature, which you can get to later. But as you do that, you go, oh, you know what? Why don't you just die? As you see, they open the other hand. As this place is beginning to cave in, as they take their daughter and begin to.
So bad.
The crystal's still here. You're all in danger at the moment as this place is caving in.
Sand
What are
dome,
we doing?
sand dome, sand dome.
Sand dome,
I'm gonna try
sand
it
dome.
again.
All right, Alicia Dark, please. You know what? No, this is power through the darkness. This is
Okay.
a big honcho move here. As
I've
you have
had
to
it-
make over the house because this is the only way you're gonna be able to survive.
Okay. I'm gonna add a darkness token because I have been rolling for shit tonight.
Fantastic.
Jesus Christ.
She failed.
7.
Good Lord.
Kiefer will offer you something that connected to what the darkness demands of you. Whether or not you take it, it's up to you, but you prepare for the worst. Remember the deal you were given. Kill the brood mother, and you'll have everything you need to kill a god. Vic may never know. It is a cave-in. Accidents happen all the time, and your magic isn't exactly up to par. This opportunity is afforded to you as you see the man in the mirror is watching from a broken piece of glass, smiling, anticipating what is it that my little apprentice will choose. I leave it to you. Do you let the girl die, or do you defy your master once again?
What do you think, CJ?
No.
Say
This
about
is all
CJ.
you. Look, Vic's arc went pretty well.
I mean, do you want to be worse?
Do you want Eden to be worse, or do you want Eden to have a little bit of good? Because Misfit already was worse today. And Evan sucks. I love Evan, personally.
Good. I mean, you're getting strong feelings here. 2 siblings, bad parent issues, finally
Ooh,
reconnected. There's that
Redeeming,
other side
baby.
of this as well.
You could be good. The 2 of them are bad today. We could be good. I'm not, but you also could be
Could
bad.
be a
which would
good guy,
so
but then
tasty.
again-
Listen, you can be
Kill
the
a
worst
god.
twin. Be the worst twin.
You know,
True.
No.
Who's gonna be bad twin today, and who's gonna be worst twin?
you want to
That's
be a
the
good little
question.
rat or a wet little rat? It's up to you.
Okay, all right. Not the good little rat and wet little rat.
Two.
Oh god.
It's funny how you keep putting yourself in this position.
I should just stop rolling. I think maybe I should have enough. Actually, Chris.
Oh, here we go.
Oh no. Oh no.
Not the fifth
All right.
stage of
Lawyer
agreement.
C ready to
Oh,
bargain.
okay. Woo!
Can I spend my bond with Vic to
Oh.
save both of them? and put my 7 up to an 8.
Does count.
Oh yeah.
But I believe, oh no, you're changing it to an 8, so you are changing it. So, sure. I mean, there will be consequences, but it won't be anything horrible. You know what I mean? So it's consequence, but it's not.
I'd like to put myself in danger instead.
Fantastic.
Oh, shit! Wait, hold on! Hold on! Now hold on! Now hold on! Now hold on! Hold on! I know what I'm doing!
Plus
Fuck
4.
that shit!
Plus 4.
Never mind!
Plus 4.
Eden brings the sand barrier up right in front of Beatrice's face, leaving her out. As I am going to do what the darkness demands of me, and I would also like to use my ruin move. Death always leads to life.
Fantastic. And I'm going to say, for the sake of expediency, this will count as your last scene for the episode. With that, it is a quick flash for all of you as you see the barrier begin to go up. As the camera kind of... Eden. You wake up to the sound of a diner bell. Ring. You are back in San Arcana at Elysium, the diner. You are wondering if it is you. This feels normal, and as you do, you see the same woman as before, that deity of death, working the back. As you see, it is almost like they have a meal out ready for you. Your favorite meal in the whole world, just sitting there with a hot pot black coffee.
I'm sorry to do this to you, but you have someone you can't keep.
Is that a matter of fact?
It is.
Do you understand what death is, or what is the purpose of death?
I do.
Clearly you do not if you're talking with the likes of Manny.
Unfortunately, for both of us, I might understand the purpose of death, but I have always sought to thwart it for my own purposes. You understand?
I do. As you see, she is still making a meal for someone. You see that, you can see them almost like an after image or an echo of Beatrice sitting there, almost in a sense of waiting for a car or taxi or something to arrive. So we shall do what you have came here to do. As you see, they take their apron off. As you look towards them, you see that their kitchen isn't a kitchen, but rather a jungle. As you see, as they come around, a jaguar of this sort of black mist comes on their side. What is it that you offer me, Archangel?
A little piece of me. And when I hold death hostage, I can choose between 2 options. I'm going to choose the second, to mark to ruin and shatter a part of my undying soul. The shard will imbue the person, object, or location instead. Death cannot touch them without your express permission.
What do you trade to me, little angel?
My tongue of truth. My ability to speak love, for I have no need of it.
A very interesting trade, but are you sure you wish to depart with the truth? That you may never, ever tell it again or feel the embrace of the person you love? Truly love. As you see, they show an image of Misfoot and share just a brief glimpse of the conversation they had before.
I have already lost it, so it is of no use to me.
You see they are writing a check up, and you see they are almost ready to have it on the house. But
Let me
then
pay.
they slowly slide it in your direction. On
And
you
Eden
then.
signs their name on the check in the bottom.
A little word of advice, little angel. Don't go to the hotel. There is more than death waiting for you in that very horrible and crypt place.
Well, and Eden starts to get up from the booth. This is what you, Death, and the man in the mirror don't seem to understand. When I say I'm willing to sacrifice anything to get what I want, I mean I am willing to sacrifice anything to get what I want. Have a good night.
To you as well.
Beatrice, your sister is waiting for you.
As you see, the last breath goes as it. And I think we'll go through our last scenes here as you all manage to get your way out through the rock. You can see in the distance the party's in full swing. Fireworks are kind of going off. It's 4th of July. I will leave you, Vic, last, unless anybody else has any preference. But I think anybody want to go before anybody have any burning desires, either Heaven or Misfoot? Have any ideas of their last scene?
Oh, I do have a question. Where is Misfit?
You guys are there. You guys are all kind of like, it's very much like we did it and just like slumping down on the grass. Fireworks are going in full swing. So you guys are kind of near each other.
Well, are you okay?
Maybe. I wanted that to feel better.
I was going to say that level of vindication was uncalled for, but I couldn't let you suffer those consequences.
Why'd you do that? Anyway.
I just said I didn't want you to suffer the consequences. I think that was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I just don't know what that means because you don't normally. And I think Misfit just kind of like gently and playfully kind of elbows Evan.
Okay, then the alternative, would you have wanted Radu to know and everyone just be compromised because of your temper?
Do you care about me?
I didn't say that.
Sounded like you did.
No, I'm not my sibling. I'm pretty straightforward. I'm pretty honest. I don't have to be coy with my emotions.
All right. Well, even in the absence of your care, I appreciate you being here anyway. And I hope you know that whatever is going on with you and Vic and all that, I'm here. I mean, I can't exactly do the thing that you do, but
No, I think from everything we've went through and how we've started quite rocky, I appreciate the improvement. Both of us. It's not one-sided.
yeah, it's nice, honestly, to feel like I have someone I can rely on.
I think they relax just a bit, like the shoulders drop half a millimeter or something. And I think a silence just ends their half of the conversation. Not that Misfit has to stop talking, but they're done talking.
Yeah, and I think Misfit just kind of hasn't like put the gun down or anything. It's still like slung along their shoulder on their back, almost like this weight that is theirs to carry now. And I think with it, they like hold on to the strap as they kind of like sidle up and like sit with you. And I think they put their elbows like on their knees and kind of rest their hand on their chin, looking up at the fireworks as they're going. And they turn and they ask you, can I try that honesty thing with you real quick?
And like their face kind of towards confused by that like question. You can be a good person whenever you want to be. I don't think you need permission or have to ask someone, can I be honest?
Look, I'm new to this.
I know.
whole thing.
I am putting too much. Go ahead, please. I will enjoy this.
And with one hand still on the strap, like holding it tightly, the other hand goes into Misfit's pocket of their jacket and they pull out the key to Hotel Eternity that he had stolen from Eden. I took this from Eden, and I need to go there.
Okay. Then I guess two things or two options. One, I can take that key from you and say that I have some profane vision, so it's not awkward to announce you need to go to this place, or I can just support you as you make this declaration.
Look, I know you got a whole honesty thing going, and I like it, so I'm not going to ask you to lie for me. Just...
Are you sure? We can tip the scales just once.
Seems I'm a bad influence on you.
Oh, don't flatter yourself.
But that's what I do best. And I think Misfit just kind of like taps your knee with the key a couple times. Yeah, if you could.
Fine, I can. And then they just slide the key off their knee and put it in like a random pocket. I'm gonna count that as 2. Got some really heavy lifting for you today.
Whatever you think of, just don't make it too cumbersome. Okay, if it was just easy, something quick, that would be great.
You want something easy?
Yeah.
Worship me.
And I think Misfit doesn't respond verbally, but you can see on their face that being an acolyte is not new to him. When they were with Eden, Eden was their god. And so it's an easy feeling to slip into. And right now, Misfit is lost, doesn't have a god. And you see that in their face.
As that conversation goes, just ever so slightly, lighting a firework, enjoying the fun, there is a slight look of concern upon Radu's face. As we finish with our last scene with Vic, you see Marcus and is lighting fireworks.
I think C has something that they want to do.
See, the teeny tiniest. I promise.
No.
Eden comes crawling out of the rubble on their hands and knees, having just saved everybody's fucking asses. Meanwhile, Heaven and Misfit are over there. Vic is having the beautiful family reunion that they wish they could always fucking have. And Eden is choking up blood, spitting it out as they touch their tongue and realize the entire thing has turned black and forked like a snake. That's all.
Not freaky at all. With no one really noticing at the moment. But with that, Vic, Vicious, you see Marcus is being a pyromaniac at the moment. As you see, he had bought a bunch of fireworks. Not illegal, so it's kind of just like, it's like I'm the deputy, it's fine. Lighting it as much as he can. As you see what looks like to be Beatrice just in like a towel, very much just sitting in the grass, enjoying the air for the first time in a long time.
Yeah. And I think it's very interesting because for us, nothing happened, nothing changed. I think I'm low. Let me make sure I am. For us, I think nothing happened, nothing changed. For Eden, Eden went on a whole journey. It's like two pathways diverging at a fork. But for Vic, it is just a little bit of joy and silence today, and looks over at Beatrice and, you want to take a seat?
I'm already sitting down.
Oh, yeah. How are you feeling? I mean, it's been like a whole hour or three since you.
You're gonna laugh at this, but I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, that is funny. Yeah, you can have this, and like I think there was food on Vic's plate. Like I'm feeling a little full today, which is weird. So what now? I feel like a broken record when I ask that.
Well, Marcus is gonna take care of me, and I don't know. I'm free, and it feels good because of you. I don't know if anybody really tells you this, Vicious, but you're a good person.
Whoa, yeah. I mean, Casey says that to me sometimes, but I never believe it. Uh,
Oh, they're cute, just to let you know.
yeah, yeah.
Keeper.
I'm gonna try. I hope. Yeah, we're gonna move on. Um, Let me. Do you have any more powers? Are you?
No, it's just if you are going to leave, just promise me one thing.
Yeah. What?
Don't lose yourself to that hunger. I understand what it feels like, so keep a level head and make sure you keep care of these wombats here.
Yeah. And I think there's a moment where Vic stops using words because she's got a new little power that she's going to use that I think for Beatrice, and very much BG3 style. Like psionically is going to connect with Beatrice and say, yeah, I feel a little full today, and I'm never gonna forget that. And I'm
You
never
see,
gonna forget you.
they respond back. Sisters forever.
And they hug.
And as you hug, and instead of camera panning upwards, our last scene is in a pitch black and white room. As the teleporter opens up with a half-damaged robot of Mom and Elijah coming out. I told you to keep a cool head, and now look at what you done, sweetheart. Just let me. I can get the power back. If you just let me. No. Your time is done. You're gonna head back to the station, and you're gonna cool off. I think it's time I stopped fucking around and pulled out the big guns. As you see, they look over to Edie. My darling child, if there was ever a moment to make dearest mommy proud, it would be now. End them and their line. Bring them here and make sure they never leave. You see, they kind of turn around. Of course, mother. Because if you come to Hotel Eternity, you stay for eternity. And that is what we shall end our episode for today. Yay! With that, thank you everyone for tuning in and watching another episode of the Mythic Initiative. With that, I'm gonna go in reverse order of the cast introducing themselves and plug. Yes, it's gonna be you, CJ, first. So, with that, CJ, please do the outro with us.
Hi, gamers. It is I, CJ. Nathan pronouns. You can find me wherever you feel like finding me on the internet at Classic Dragon. I already told you it before, and I'm not going to tell it to you again until next week. But drop the O on Dragon. All right, I told you. It's because I like you. Today, I played Vic, who remains the best of us. I've been saying it since season 1, and I'm still right, baby. Can't get a good bitch down. That's all for me. I am going to pass it to, I think, C. No, Hamna. It's Hamna.
Hello, everyone. My name is C, and I use they, them pronouns. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hi, everybody. My name is Hannah. I use any and all pronouns, and I am a TTRPG performer and producer. You can find me all over the social medias at Lilith TTRPG. Today, I have been Misfit, who uses he, they pronouns, who is, I guess, like friends with Heaven, and then also more than friends with Heaven. I don't really know what that is. That's for me to, that's for you to figure out. Actually, you figure it out and then tell me, because I don't know what's going on. And with that, I will pass it over to. Is it to Vin? Is it to? Yeah. Okay. Go to my God, Heaven.
Oh God, I think something just ruptured. Oh my God, hi, with pain. I'm Vin Vox VA on Twitter. My pronouns are he, they, and I was just the worst twin tonight. Heaven, she itty. I'm a tabletop performer, but if you want to see me like be serious, I am a voice actor, and find my information like my resume, my demo reels, my stats, and all of that at vinvox.com. And I'm gonna throw it to my twin because I love them very much. See.
That was deeply fucked up. Hi everyone, my name's C. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me making very trans, very gay art on the internet at CPlaysRPG. If you liked to hear what I did tonight, yes you did. Also, Jesus Christ, if you liked what I did here tonight, get help! I played Eden, who uses they, he pronouns, who wasn't the worst twin, but was pretty fucked up. Which I think is an improvement for them. Maybe. So yeah, catch me doing the thing that I do. You know it, you love it. Chris, what the fuck?
And I did my job. If you're wondering what job that was, I am Chris, and I was your keeper for these preceding evenings. With that, a very special announcement, as tomorrow is the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. Yay! Which means there's a whole 30 days full of sun. But with that, more importantly, every year since about 3 years ago now, I do a little thing. I try to be the best internet social media person and try to make a post every day highlighting a Latin creative that is in the space, whether they be TTRPG, voice acting, whatever. If it's art, it counts. So tomorrow I am starting that official thread of all those lovely people there. So if you want to check out all of those lovely people for the entirety month of Hispanic Heritage Month, you can catch it all on my Twitter at VO_Colon, COLON. It's going to be a lovely time there. Besides that, we hope you have a lovely night, and we can't wait to see you next week for another episode of the Mythic Initiative. With that, everyone, have a good night.